Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Millz here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forward, Lee. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Can. Kenny Can wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Red Small make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio, bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, betting with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Thursday, January 29th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. We have a massive card. We only have an hour for this 15-game NHL slate, so we got to get into it right away. For those curious if my fall from grace continued in college basketball, it did. And it's just, it's sick. here. Cash Mississippi Valley State, Cash for Southern Illinois, Lafayette -3. They won by 2. Cash for St. Bonaventure, Florida State -3.5. They won by 2. Loss for Boston +2. Bellarmine, a West Georgia 3, meaningless 3 with 0.1 seconds left. Cost me the cover there. It's just snake bit and difficult to handle. So my focus here now, we have Spooner joining us for college basketball, and all records are up to date. Another thing, I spent hours and hours over the last few days making sure. So everybody's record, all our guests, all up to date, which is helpful. You kind of want to know there should be some accountability. There's so little of it in this industry. So we have that here, as we always have. Massive NHL card. Spooner joining us for college basketball. I would have liked to have gotten more bets, but I only made 3 bets so far in college basketball. So we'll go over those 3 games at the end. And then we have the NBA with Billy Brisbane, a 2-2 night in the NBA. I did add the Mavericks late. It's too bad because Hawks and Spurs were very comfortable. Grizzlies was a mistake. It would have been nice to go 2-1. Instead, I added the Mavericks +9 late. But stayed off the Jazz. And more importantly, in NBA, with the breakdowns, we got to get in NHL as fast as possible, and I got to copy and paste here, but we got off of spots. The Knicks line made no sense. It made no sense. So there, even though the line moved to the Raptors, it didn't dissuade our thought process that this line is set up here to have Cappers hammer the Raptors. So there was not that we bet the Knicks, but there was some really good work done in NBA despite going 2-2 there. And then NHL, mind-boggling that the Avalanche only take 18 shots on James Reimer. The Jackets took care of business, but the giant card I've hammered away. Thank you guys for joining us here. We got to get to work. Shout out to AM now, a PSR Gold member. Our guy AM Sports Picks in the house, copy and pasting this action, and we got to get into it. So we got to move briskly. 15 games. I need you guys to kind of keep Bobano and I moving fast here through these games, and I'll get it started here in a second. I just want to make sure I got some of this action. A nice job, Res Mob here, and his play day is Illinois today. He cashed yesterday. Let's get this all copied and pasted here. We are locked and loaded. That Elon game is a game that we are breaking down in college basketball. Spooner on the other side there on William and Mary. We'll go over all of that. Nuke Worker in the house. He's on the Red Wings money line, North Florida -1.5. I'm interested in joining you on the Ospreys. I got more work to do in college basketball. Let's get all of this. I'm with you on the Red Wings. That's a fishy line. And it's the second straight very fishy line for the Red Wings at home. This time I didn't care because I want to fade Washington Capitals badly. 2 days ago I cared. I don't want to fade the Kings. Michael Johnson in the house. We got the Truth Teller Swiggy ready to go. Jam, the Fernando Mendoza, Los Chudy in the house. Everybody ready to go. Can't Stop AC, Urban Pope, Matty Ice. We got 9 Legacy. Let's grab Ronnie Lofton, Serious Business, Big Zoe. Great group here. Let me make sure I've got everything copied and pasted here so that we can roll. 9 Legacy. There's Super True Story in the house. Get that action in. Here we go. Urban Pope. I mean, they won the game. You're saying Fuller State should not be laying points to anyone, like you said yesterday. It's not like they lost the game. And if, the people who got in on it at the opening line at 1.5 all cashed. So, I mean, yeah, you can laugh at it, but I don't know how much of a leg you really have to stand on. They won the basketball game. But great. You weren't the only one on Cal. The Goracle, unfortunately, was on the money line, but our guy Rob free cash with Cal. And Irvine is taint. We are capping that game. That is a Spooner game as well. So that's exciting there. So let's just get ready to roll here. Nordy in the house. Great to have all of you guys. Res Mob, yes, that is very, very important. Wonderful update from Nadia on our guy LJ. We went back and forth last night and again this morning, and it's we know LJ, so strong, so resilient. Nadia used those terms to talk about him as well. So there was no issues for anything eternally. No issues. It was just pain and concussion. And then this morning he's doing much better. And the most wonderful news, he's checking out of the hospital tonight. So another example of the strength of our guy, LJ here. So Paul Taylor, the sailor, he's here waiting in the doctor's waiting room for 4 hours. Thinking of you, Paul Taylor, the sailor. Hope everything is okay with you. But yes, our guy LJ, again, showing his strength. And, there's ways that we can reframe this. And as gamblers, it's going to have a lot more time to gamble for the next little while. So it's going to have a lot more time to cap. We'll get him back more on the show. So it sucks that he had to go through all of this. But yes, prayers answered, and LJ is going to be released tonight. So wonderful news there. We've got to attack this NHL card now, but he felt it. He felt all the love, and it's important that we're coming together like that for our guy. No, I hear you, Urban Pope. Look, I respect it, and I very much respect your breakdowns and your thought process and everything you have behind it. I just, obviously when you say that Florida State shouldn't be laying points to anyone, well, they won by 2 and they covered the opening line. But obviously, so I don't maybe agree with you laughing like you're right. But I sure want to know your thoughts and angles in college basketball. So just because I think maybe this isn't the spot for you to do it, it doesn't take anything away from my respect for your capping. I just obviously a team that shouldn't lay points to anyone just laid points and covered the opening line. All right, let's get into the National Hockey League right now. We have just the man for the job. What a performance and another great job last week. Delivering the goods, 98 and 89, 52.4% plus 23.79 units, ROI plus 12.72%, an average line plus 129. Delivering the goods. Please welcome star of the Ice Guys, the NBA OG show, and the Hitting the Books YouTube channel, our guy Bobano to the show. Bobano, how are you?
I'm good, Jimmy. Let's go. Got lots of games. We've only got 45 minutes, so it's rapid fire.
We roll 7 p.m. Eastern with the Philadelphia Flyers 24-18 and 9, 12-9 and 4 on the road at Boston Bruins 31-20 and 3, 28 and 1 at home. We're at TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. We have Samuel Ersson against Jeremy Swayman, and that is listed. Is Vladar going to go back in action? What's the plan here?
I think it's going to be Ersson. I don't think they're starting Vladar. He just came back, so I don't think they'd put him in on a back-to-back. Can't see that.
Was that last night? Jesus.
Yeah, played Columbus.
Yeah, second half of the back-to-back. Yeah, I faded them last night. Jesus, man, this is a Slatsy says talk faster. Yes, I will. I will do my best to get through these games. If we get down to like 12 games, we'll just get Bobano's action for the last few. But we are in a strict timeline because we have Spooner from 1 to 2 p.m. So we got to work quickly here. BT in the house. BT, cannot wait to see you, man. At Pub 5. So let's roll here. Swayman, 902 save percentage. Philadelphia power play ranked last in the National Hockey League, 15.1%. Penalty killing ranked 20th. Boston power play, 26.9%. Ranked 4th. Penalty killing ranked 22nd. This is their third game for the Flyers in 4 nights with constant travel. The Bruins coming off their third win in 4 games, 3-2 in overtime at home over the Predators on Tuesday. Elias Lindholm is day-to-day with upper body injury. Defenseman Jordan Harris is out with an ankle injury. Let's take a look at this line history quickly. I am on the Boston Bruins. This line is moving against me. I took them on the -1 line. There's been a massive move. Is that Korpisalo then? Is that move or is that just cash?
Oh, it's just I think it's just cash.
Cash, sharp action. Wow. So there was this line was -155 at 7:18 a.m. At 10:14 a.m. it's -138. So a big move towards the Philadelphia Flyers. And then on the total here for this one, we have this sitting at a 6. It's minus 120 to the over. There's been no movement at all on the total. I'm on the Bruins -1. We have AM on the Flyers moneyline scoring drought bet. Take it away for us, my man, Bobano. Flyers, Bruins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the full game over and a Boston team total over split here in this game. I mean, it is a tough spot for the Flyers. No Konechny, by the way. He got injured last night, had a hat trick, if you can believe it, and then got hurt. So looks like may not
he scored
go
that
tonight.
third goal after he'd already been hurt, limping all over the ice.
Crazy, yeah.
What a beast! What a leader! And then they allow a goal 2 minutes later to break Tocchet's heart. It's unbelievable. But sorry, keep rolling.
But yeah, no doubt. Like I said, that's incredible guts shown by Konechny right there for the Flyers, no doubt. I mean, the Flyers are just, they can't get anything sustained. Boston's been amazing at home. I don't trust Ayers. Ayerson's good to give up at least 3 goals, it seems, every start. Many of them he's given up 4. So, to get 4 out of Boston, I think it's doable. So we'll go Boston team total over 3.5 plus 104. Nice to get a plus price on that. And also the full game over here, over 6 at minus 120.
You are in business. I got the Bruins -1 at plus 109. Money line minus 141. Puck line plus 163. We roll on. Next spot on the board here. We have AM loving the Kings here this evening. No, that's Goracle. Sorry, Goracle's play today is the LA Kings money line at plus 104. Wow. The solution cheering for the Bruins. Kings, Sabres. Kings 22-16-3, 14-6-6 on the road. Sabres 30-17-5, 16-6-3 at home. KeyBank Center, Buffalo, New York. Darcy Kemper 13-99, 2.56 goals against average, 902 Sabres Center, 2 shutouts. He's listed. Alex Lyon. And the other end, we have injuries here. Quite a bit of injuries in this one. And, of course, Luukkonen is one of those injured. He left the game. Colton Ellis came in that 7-4 victory over the Leafs. So just injury-wise, Greenway and Luukkonen are day-to-day. Norris, of course. God, what a ridiculous. I mean, that sealed Kevin Adams' fate out, of course, with the rib injury, with something. Justin Danforth been out for a while. Connor Timmins, Yuri Kulik. There's a few guys who have been out. Jacob Bryson, another defenseman, out for the Buffalo Sabres. And it's not Colton Ellis, who I had listed. Is that who you expect in? Is Alex Lyon?
It'll be Lyon. It'll be Lyon because UPL's out, and I don't think they'll put Ellis in. So I think it's Lyon.
And the Kings have opened the road trip with a 5-4 shootout win at the Blues on Saturday, followed by a 3-1 win at Detroit on Tuesday. This is game 3 of a 5-game trip. They're without center Anja Kopitar for the next month, and center Alex Turcotte's day-to-day. Sabres coming off winning their last 4 games of their 5-game road trip. Last one was 7-4 win at Toronto on Tuesday. That saw Rasmus Dahlin score his first career hat trick. So line history, this is very similar to what we saw in the Detroit LA Kings line. First off, though, the total is a minus 110 to the under 6. There's been a 5-cent move to the over. It opened up minus 101. Now it's minus 106. But money line here, the Sabres are minus 123. They opened up minus 125. There's been a 2-cent move away from them. And, this is a team that's 16-6-3 at home. Now, I know the Kings are better on the road than they are at home, but this line just does not make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. And I don't want to fade the Sabres, despite I don't care if the line doesn't make sense. I'm not going to just line up to fade the Sabres right now. So at this point, I have nothing on it. If anything, when I close my eyes and think of Kings winning hockey, I think of low-scoring games. That's not always been the case on this trip, though, especially the 5-4 starter in St. Louis. So I have a lean to the under. Take it away for us, Bobano, Kings, Sabres.
The Kings have a propensity to blow leads. But I am concerned about this spot a little for Buffalo. So my process here is going to be to take the Buffalo live if they fall behind. I lean Sabres. Sabres are pass for me. I don't trust the Kings, but I don't love this spot for Buffalo. Huge win in the division against a rival, Toronto, and now back home playing a team from an opposing conference. I could see a slow start here for the Sabres. I really could, but I don't trust the Kings for 60 minutes. So I'm not going to lay it pregame. My approach will be bet Buffalo live if they trail at some point. But for me, pregame, we're passing.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Ken Davis. I don't think the Luukkonen injury is a bit of an issue. He is their number one and the guy they want to move forward with. But I hear what you're saying. Shout out to Barry Smith in the house says, do not bet the Sabres today. I'm off of that spot. Let's roll on.
I think that's pretty impressive, too. You're right. They have injuries. You're right. They have no Yuri Kulik. They have no Josh Norris, Jacob Bryson. They got some guys out and still managed to keep winning Buffalo. So credit to them.
Let's roll on here. 7 p.m. Eastern. The Colorado Avalanche 35-6-9, 15-4-5 on the road. Montreal Canadiens 29-17-7, 15-11-1 at home. We're at the Bell Center. Montreal, Quebec. We have a situation here where it's the Quebec Nordiques versus the Montreal Canadiens, and the jerseys will be as such, and a lot of excitement around that. Jakob Dobush in net for the Habs, 16-5-3, but 2.95 goals against average, 890 save percentage. Wedgwood on the other side, 23-5, 2.14 goals against average, 918 save percentage, 2 starts. He's been spectacular. Colorado power play's been terrible all year. It's hard to understand it. 28, it doesn't make sense. 15.9% power play. Was Rantanen that important to the power play? It's hard to imagine it, especially with Nichushkin out there seemingly flying. You have Natchez, of course. You have McKinnon and Makar. I mean, the whole thing just doesn't make sense. Brock Nelson, another size with soft hands. Second-ranked penalty kill all year. Montreal's the 8th-ranked power play, 23.2%, 76.9% penalty kill, ranked 27th. Colorado's on the second half of a back-to-back after losing their third and 4 games, 5-2 at Ottawa last night. Listless effort. 18 shots on Reimer. They've been dealing with injuries, and Steve G talked about it. Landeskog, Taves are out, and that's been a huge loss, much bigger than I thought it was going to be, honestly. Ross Colton is also out, too. This is basically their first rough patch of the season over the last couple of weeks. Montreal comes in off snapping their 2-game losing streak with a 3-2 overtime win at home over the Knights on Tuesday. The Habs have gotten healthier. They're still without Newhook and Patrick Laine. I'm interested in the Avalanche bouncing back here, but I made 16 bets on this NHL card and wasn't interested enough to make this number 17. There's been a 10-cent move towards the under. Open up under 6.5 at plus 109. Now it's under 6.5 at minus 101. And when we get to the money line here, we have the Avalanche at minus 115. There's just a huge move towards the Habs from plus 126 to plus 101. I'm not afraid of going up against it. I mean, that was just a terrible effort last night. They have to give more. But the market is moving heavily towards the Habs. Take it away, Bobano. Floor is yours.
Yeah, no question about that. There's been a little bit of a movement here toward Montreal. I've got, let me just see here what we've got. I want to see some series history. Yeah, what I got here is Colorado first goal, first period. I like that bet quite a bit. We got them on a back-to-back. The teams on a back-to-back have been coming out strong and firing. Anaheim against Edmonton, Monday night, perfect example. And then they petered out after the first period. That's what I see here. In Colorado, Bednar was livid with that effort last night, said, flat was the word he used to describe it. So I'd expect a strong start here from the Avalanche. I don't know if I fully trust Montreal either, coming off a big win like that against Vegas the other night. And keep in mind, Vegas outplayed them. Dobush stepped up. Can he do it again? I understand why they're going back to Dobush. He's the best they've got right now. Fowler's down in the American League, and he's kind of struggling there right now. And, of course, Montembeau's been a disaster the last few, so they got no choice. They got to roll with Jakob Dobush right now. But I like Colorado first goal, first period, plus 110 at FanDuel. I think that's an absolute tremendous look. I think they're going to get on the board early. Dobush does have a propensity to give up early goals as well. So I'm on that. First period over, I'm interested in, but I don't know if I want to lay the price that you could currently have with it. It's pretty. I'll just go full game over here, 6.5. I mean, I'll have first period over in pocket, but the price is just too steep right now to give it out on the show. But I will go with over 6.5 here, minus 120.
And Avs was first period, one goal, first period.
First goal, first period.
First
plus
goal,
110.
okay, sorry.
First goal, first period. Yeah.
First period. And what did you get that at?
Plus 110. That's a better bet to me than Colorado money line. For me. I think so anyway.
We have Irish King on Boston money line and geeky anytime goal there for that Bruins spot. Let's get into action. A lot of talk in the chat about dogs barking tonight. And I have some dogs here. I've got more dogs than usual. And here's my first one. I am on the Winnipeg Jets. 21, 24, and 7, 9, 14, and 2 on the road. Tampa Bay Lightning, 33, 14, and 4, 14, 9, and 0 at home. We're at Benchmark International Arena, Tampa, Florida. This is not saying that Tampa's looking ahead to the big outdoor game coming up here in a few days. That's not the issue here. It's it's in play. But I don't think this is really. They have a few days before that big game. Hellebuck, 902 save percentage. Vasilevsky now has the best goals against average in the National Hockey League at 2.13, 916 save percentage. Winnipeg power play ranked 18th. Same with their penalty killing. Tampa Bay power play has been stronger of late, 21.4% overall in the year, ranked 13th. Penalty killing third at 84.4%. It's been great all year. Despite all of these injuries, they've just handled these injuries better than any team I've seen. To lose a player like Hedman right now, Lilleberg and Dastu are, they weren't in the top 6 defensemen to start the year. They're both hurt. McDonough and Hedman were. So you have 4 defensemen out. I guess you could really call it 2, but depth defensemen out. So your depth is getting weaker. Braden Point also out of the lineup as well for the Lightning. Jets open up this 4-game trip with a 4-3 win at Jersey. I was on them there. That snapped a 2-game losing streak. Obviously, it's going to be much more difficult. Speaking of teams dealing with defensive injuries, Neil Pionk, Colin Miller, and Hayden Fleury all out for the Jets. Lightning coming off a 2-0 win at home over Utah on Monday. Barry Smith giving us a final score of 5-2 Lightning. I didn't think this was going to be a popular pick. Everybody be making money on Tampa Bay, and I get it. This line is moving slightly away from the Lightning. They opened up at minus 190. They got up to minus 197. It's now minus 178. So, it's just a 12-cent move from the opening line, but it is a 19-cent move from that high water mark at 8:10 a.m. this morning. I'm going to take a risk here that the Jets go on a run, and I know that Devils game is not a sign of anything, but there's been a move towards the under. I was a little late to understanding that probably is the look if you like the Jets. I was a little late. The 6s I get, but the 5.5s I wasn't too interested in. Take it away for us here, Bobano. I got the Winnipeg Jets here. Sorry, I got the Jets at a plus 163. I think that's worth the price here. Ron Crawford play of the day is Tampa Bay in regulation. Take it away, Bobano. Jets Lightning.
Yeah, there is the outdoor game, the Stadium Series coming up for Tampa Bay. No question about that. This is a potential distraction spot here for them. They get Ryan McDonough back from injury. He's been activated, so now they're down to just Hedman, Lilleberg, and Dastu as the injured defenseman, and they've been playing without multiple starting defensemen for a long period of time. And, of course, Braden Point still out for the Lightning as well. But, yeah, Darren Radish is why they've survived. He's been unbelievable this season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You talk about someone stepping up that you maybe don't expect, and he's done just a phenomenal job for a team that has been injury-riddled all season long on the blue line. I'm very tempted, like you, by the Jets. I am. And I don't like the Jet, but I cashed a ticket with the Jets against New Jersey. That was more so New Jersey's off a road trip. Winnipeg had just been absolutely lambasted by head coach Scott Arniel after the 5-1 loss to Detroit. He just read them the riot act, calling them embarrassing and playing pond hockey, and he really, really got after his team after that Detroit game, and they came out the way I thought they would, with purpose, with focus, with intensity, and they got the job done there against New Jersey. Now, the question is that just a one-off because the coach scolded them and reprimanded them, or can they carry that over here? But this is a big enough price. This is a dubious enough spot for Tampa, and Winnipeg's had enough success against Tampa. 5 of the last 6 meetings, the Jets have beaten the Lightning, that I'm very interested in taking this plunge with the Winnipeg Jets in this spot. In fact, I will. Plus 176 I can get. Wow. We'll take it.
It's a nice line. Puts my plus 163 in the dust there. I love it. I love to hear it. Plus 176 for Bobano. We're both on a big dog here with the Winnipeg Jets. Nobody agreeing with us in the chat. I get it. It's their
this is the classic. We're betting prices, not teams. I mean, there's not many people that are going to want Tampa Bay. And I don't love the idea of backing Winnipeg, but I like the price in this spot. That's what it comes down to.
Oz with a Johnny Taves goal at plus 370. Rich and Van City, Kucherov point here. Let's roll on. Next up here, 7 p.m. Eastern, Nashville Predator. That's right. Nashville Predators 24-23-5, 10-11-3 on the road. New Jersey Devils 27-24-2, 12-10-2 at home. Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey. My season win total under on the Jets is going to cash it. I bet it last year and it lost. So, and I think I even doubled down at one point last year. So it's just getting some of that back here. UC Saros, Jacob Markstrom. Markstrom's being trash. Saros is being below average. And I don't know if Saros will be in, honestly. I was wondering if this was in a Noonan spot. Do you know if it is Saros in?
It's Saros projected, Markstrom projected. We have 0 confirmations yet, though,
cool.
Unfortunately.
Nashville power play ranked 15th, 21%. Like seeing Stamkos step up this year. It's been a lot of fun as a hockey fan. 80.6% penalty killing ranked 11th. Devils power play 22.7%. Penalty killing 79.3%. Predators coming up their 4th loss in 5 games, 3-2 in overtime at Boston on Tuesday. They're a healthy group. I mean, Fedor Svechkov is banged up and Nicholas Hague's out, but they're healthier than they've been. Healthier. They've had some issues throughout the season. This is game 2 of a 3-game trip. Devils coming off their second straight loss, 4-3 at home to the Jets on Tuesday. I've been backing the Predators quite a bit. I got them here at plus 119. It hasn't always been great. I was fortunate to get them when last week when we broke down that Senators Predators game. That was all Stamkos, and very thankful there. And fading Reimer, which obviously got me last night. I just want to fade the New Jersey Devils every single game for the rest of the season. And I may just do that. I've been doing that with the Canucks, and I would like to do that here with the Devils. I hope Fitzgerald, I like Fitzgerald so much as a hockey player. I hope he gets, beaten up by a fan. I think he's just done such trash work. I hope he gets fired, gets to drive in to this beautiful facility in his Mercedes every day. When everybody around him gets fired, coaches are getting fired. Every coach is getting fired except for him. He better get fired and robbed and beaten up. Take it away for us here, Bobano, Predators, Devils.
You want a lot of pain, agony, and blues there for fucking Tom Fitzgerald.
I was a big fan of his 25 years ago too, which is so funny. But now I despise him. Yeah.
All right, I got 3 bets here. I'm on Nashville. I'll even back them if it is Justus Onanen. But from a personal standpoint of wagering, I'll probably pivot to team total. I don't know if I'd take money line, but I'm not waiting around. I'll go with the money line here. Here's where I'll say about what I agree with about the fade New Jersey part. I'll fade them anytime they're favorites. That's for sure. I mean, anytime I see them laying a price, I got no problem going against New Jersey. I don't think they're that good. Nashville off a couple of losses. I think they play well tonight. Plus 122 is the best price right now with Nashville money line. We'll lock that in. We'll lock in over 5.5, minus 130 in this game because I really don't trust the goaltending either way. Nashville 6-1 to the over in their last 7. And give me the draw in this game. We got East versus West. Both teams desperate for points. There is that potential if it's tied late in the third period. We're going to see this game kind of, tighten up, not tighten up, but no one wants to make that mistake. Teams want to make sure they get that point in the bank here tonight. So I will also grab a piece, my first draw bet here on the card. And I know we had a draw last week, Jimmy, Detroit, Minnesota. That was a draw winner for me last Thursday on the show with you. So a draw bet a day keeps the bookies away, as we like to say. So let's go with Nashville, New Jersey draw plus 316.
Plus 316. You're in business. Predators plus 122 over 5.5 minus 130 draw plus 316. I am also on the Predators. I got plus 119. Speaking of teams to fade.
By the way, strength of schedule. This should be mentioned. I don't really focus on it in the NHL, but you look at these losses. It makes it look like Nashville's played bad because they're 1-4. Look what they faced. They faced Edmonton, Colorado, Vegas, Buffalo. Utah's been red hot lately. Boston, who's great at home. I wouldn't penalize them too much for those losses.
They're playing good hockey. I'm with AM. AM says Nashville quietly playing some elite hockey right now. I've been backing them a lot. Let's roll on here. Next up for us, and we have a Stamer and Hughes goal parlay there for Irish King. Halla goal for Osby. We move on to Islanders Rangers. Rangers have no heart. It's sad watching JT Miller play the way he has this year. And they got outshot 36-16 last night, and it's going to happen again.
Don't we just bet the Islanders here?
Yeah. I'm on the Islanders -1. I don't care. I'm not, and I don't. The money line is not enough money for me to make.
I didn't bet them last night because it was Riddick. I went with overs instead, and it still worked out for me in that.
I
game.
stayed off of it last night too. I was a little uncomfortable.
Riddick, let's be honest. If it was anything but the corpse of the New York Rangers, the Islanders may have lost that game. Riddick was not very good last night. It's just fortunate he faced the Rangers.
Yeah, look. I don't. So Kent Davies says you got to bet Rangers first period today. That's when you believe in a team's heart. Look, Plot scored in his first goal back. Johnny Quick has been absolute. I hate because he's a Hall of Famer. He's been bad. Let's just leave it at that. Islanders power play still a problem. 16.7%. So bad that Palat has to play on it. He scored a goal on it. 82.3% penalty killing. Rangers power play has been great all year. 22.6% at 10th overall and 79.1% of penalty killing. So this is not usually. You guys know how I bet. I always think the team will bounce back generally, but not in hockey. I think when there's a chance to put your foot on the throat of an opponent, you do that and you make a lot. Look, I said to AM 3 weeks ago, I think the Canucks are going to lose out. So I've been wrong once in the last 15 times fading them. Actually, a couple times I've faded them on the puck line and they've only lost by a goal. So that's not quite correct. But there's been a 15-cent move to the under. And when we get to the money line here on this one, we have the Islanders minus 135. The opening line at minus 125, you would think, well, there's got to be some fight back from this Rangers team. The market, and then all of a sudden it goes up to minus 142. Look, I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to be angry, if the Rangers show some heart here. I'm a hockey fan. I want to see teams try and care, and I'm not going to be angry if I lose this bet. But I'm going to put my foot on their throat and watch them fucking lollygag around the ice. I got the Islanders minus 1 to plus 127, minus 130 on the money line, plus 192 on the puck line. Ian Cameron, take it away.
Plus now we have them back home at MSG tonight where they never win, so that's another thing to throw at 6-17 at home this year, the New York Rangers. So we got them in their worst split. Last night was supposed to be their better chance because they were on the road where they actually don't have that bad of a record. On the road, the Rangers. It's at home. They're absolutely awful. Absolutely a disaster. So, I'm on Islanders here, minus 130. I'm on first period over as well. We have to just take it because the Rangers are on this crazy first period over streak. So, but just the first period over here, 1.5 minus 118 with the first period over. And I got the Islanders minus 130.
We're in business. We are going to roll on. We have a player prop video from our guy, MMA Locker Room. We put the 3 different games. We put them together. We're going to put them at the very end of this session because we're very, very tight for time. But we're excited to play it. Let's roll on. Next spot on the board. So we're talking, there's some talk out there in this 15-game slate that there's going to be some dogs that are going to be barking. Well, I'm on the Chicago Blackhawks. And I'm on the Chicago Blackhawks. I've doubled up on them. I'm not messing around here. I'm on the Chicago Blackhawks first period. And I'm on the Chicago Blackhawks full game. And there's some interest in some other angles here as well. Blackhawks 21-23, 9-10-10 and 4 on the road. Pittsburgh Penguins 26-14, 11-11, 7-7 at home. PPG Paints Arena, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Spencer Knight 15-14 and 7, 2.59 goals against average, 9-10 save percentage, 3 shutouts. Stuart Skinner here 18-12 and 4, 2.65 goals against average, 8.95 save percentage, 2 shutouts. He's been spectacular as a Pittsburgh Penguin. AM says I think the over is the best look in this game. I really like backing these goaltenders right now. So I was kind of leaning towards the under, but I've kept it clean here. Chicago power play ranked 17th, 19.9%. It's the number 1 penalty kill in the National Hockey League at 85.5%. Been excellent lately. Pittsburgh power play 27.4%. Oh, and Soderblom versus Shilovs confirmed. Thank you. That's wow. Of course. Okay. Well, that changes things in a big way.
Yeah. Soderblom Shilovs, your matchup. Yep.
Changes things in a big way. Let's see what's gone on with the line history. I want Stuart Skinner out. So that doesn't affect, I'm not upset now. Stuart Skinner is a monster right now. Blackhawks coming up in third straight loss, 4-3 in a shootout in Minnesota on Tuesday. 3 of their last 4 games have gone to a shootout. This is the first of a back-to-back. They play at Columbus tomorrow night. Blackhawks are a healthy group. The Penguins return home after sweeping their 4-game road trip. They won Seattle 6-3, Calgary 4-1, Edmonton 6-2, and Vancouver 3-2 on Sunday. And I didn't fade Vancouver in that hockey game. I was like, what? The Penguins are just going to go sweep this whole road trip like they're, Stanley Cup contenders. What happened in the third period? Well, Malkin holding his shoulder leaves the ice. He just came back from being gone for 15 games. We'll have to see if it's a serious issue, but I don't think he plays tonight because he's coming off of that injury. Blackhawks right now are at plus 147. They opened up at plus 158. So it's being a move towards them. I'd like to see that. And then from a total standpoint, with Shelovs and Soderblom in net, this total has jumped up. It got down to over 6 at minus 115. Now it's over 6 at minus 128. Ian Cameron, take it away.
Let me just see here. Yeah, as far as this game goes, Pittsburgh's coming back off a road trip too. Now they have had some days off. Okay, so it's usually the worst of it when you're coming off a road trip, especially as an East Coast team, is when you only have 48 hours after the last game on that road trip. Now they've had time off. They've been off since Sunday when they wrapped up in Vancouver. So I guess it's not nearly as detrimental a spot, that first home game off a West Coast trip, but it's still not a great spot for the Pittsburgh Penguins. There's a couple intangibles to talk about here. They lost in a shootout to Minnesota 4-3. They had a 3-0 lead. They ended up losing 4-3 in a shootout, Chicago. This is the second leg of a mom's trip for Chicago as well. The moms were there in Minnesota. The moms will be here tonight in Pittsburgh. And I saw that Chicago effort. They played real hard against Minnesota. I know they blew the game, but they played hard. They outplayed Minnesota, for a good chunk of that game. But they lost. Now they're 0-1. Do you think they want to go 0-2 with the moms in attendance on this road trip? No, they don't. So I do expect a good effort. I think the spot is at least dubious enough for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We've got the weaker goaltender in net for them. Shelovs has a losing record this year, 3 goals against, and Skinner has been phenomenal for Pittsburgh. So you're 100% right on that. That's a great observation. That we want, if you're going to fade Pittsburgh, you want Shelovs in there now, not Skinner. Skinner's been very good for this team. So I'm going to go with a bunch of things here. We're going to start with first goal, first period, Chicago, plus 155. That's first goal, first period, Chicago, plus 155. I think that's a real good price. That's well worth a look in that game. I am going to go with Chicago first period money line in this game as well, because I think the advantage could be in that opening 20 minutes for the Hawks, plus 135 with that. I will go full game money line, plus 162 with Chicago here as well, and over 6 minus 114. The reason why I like the over is I still don't trust either goalie enough. Shelovs is very inconsistent. He usually gives up 3 minimum majority of his starts. And I know Soderblom was great in his last start against Tampa Bay. He really was. He played well. But he's not the kind of guy that's had a consistent track record of stringing good starts in a row together. So I could see Pittsburgh scoring a bit too. So over the total as well. So we got a lot going on here.
Yeah. So it's the dogs that I've moved on early. Bobano on as well, which is a good sign. Bobano on, Chicago would score first goal, first period, plus 155. Chicago first period, plus 131. I only got plus 125, I believe. And then Bobano game, plus 162. I only got plus 148. And he's on the over 6 at minus 114. All right, let's roll on. Next up, 7 p.m. Eastern. There's been, I've not had a good season, and I'm in line to end up in the black, and I expect to do that. There's been some teams I've had a really good read on, and the Mammoth have been one of them. And I expected in their first game without Dylan Guenther, they're also without Kerfoot and Cooley, for them to step up. And I bet them. I bet them to win at Florida. It was Florida's first game back off a road trip that they looked great in.
I forgot one. Chicago team total over 2.5, minus 116. I took the team total as well. I really do like Chicago in this spot. The nice thing about the team total is if Soderblom struggles, we can still win that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable putting a third unit on the game, but if I was, it would certainly be that. And I expect this total to move up quite quickly. K-Wolf on it as well. I'm going to put asterisks around that because maybe it does call for a third unit. Here, though, the Mammoth have won 6 of 7. I said they were going to sweep their homestand, their 7-game homestand. They lost one time on it. And I think that they're going to fall off now and also play lower scoring hockey. I'm sure Keller is an offensive dynamo, but no Cooley hurt them, and now no Guenther. Now, we don't know how long Guenther will be out for. Gunther's day-to-day at this point. Vamelka, 900 save percentage, 2.57 goals against average. It's been a little better of late. Brandon Bussey, 19-3-1, 2.15 goals against average, 908 save percentage. Utah has the second worst power play in the National Hockey League. Well, now take Guenther. Take their number one sniper off of that. Now, Keller is a playmaker. He can get things done. 13th ranked penalty kill. Carolina, 12th ranked penalty kill. I've moved on 2 units on this game. I'm on Carolina -1 at minus 104, and I'm on Utah team total under 2.5 at minus 104. And I'm setting up to start fading the Mammoth. Backed them against Florida, got paid there, and now I'm going to start fading them here. So those are my 2 spots. Let's hear. Oh, let me quickly touch on the line history. For this one, we have the Hurricanes minus 167 right now. Opened up at minus 175. It got down to minus 158. Wow. And then from a total standpoint here, we have a 6. This one opened up minus 101 to the under. Now it's minus 106 to the under. I decided to focus on the Mammoth total instead of the full game under, but that would have been a look. Take it away for us here, Bobano, Mammoth, Hurricanes, Lenovo Center. I think.
As far as this game goes, I'm passing. Nothing here for me. No, I don't think
you're good. You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, we're good now? Okay, yeah. It's a pass for me. I mean, I definitely don't want Utah here. 3rd game in 4 nights. They got a couple in. Gunther's huge. He's so important to them offensively. I could maybe a lean Utah team total under, because if it's Bussy, I mean, Bussy's got a sub 2 goals against average in his recent starts. He's been absolutely outstanding. So I don't see Utah lighting the lamp a ton tonight. So lean Utah team total under, but no bet.
Let's roll on. Next up for us, Washington Capitals, Detroit Red Wings, Little Season Arena in Detroit, Michigan. This is a very similar line, as I said, as the Kings 2 nights ago. The Kings made me nervous. And I should probably be nervous fading Washington off that debacle in Seattle. We were fading Washington heavy in that one. I've been fading Washington all the time. I'm not going to stop just because a line is a little fishy. I think the Detroit Red Wings should be bigger favorites. Right now we have a minus 123. It's funny. This is now minus 124 because there's a really sharp book that's been sitting here with a minus 136. When our BOL was at minus 120, this sharp book was at minus 128. It's been moving towards Red Wings quickly. Capitals are on the final game of a long 6-game road trip. They've only won 1 game so far. Now, their last game was, Tuesday. Now, they've been so bad on this road trip. Do they want to finish with a win? Probably. Does this team have character? Yes. Matt Roy and Rasmus Sandin are day-to-day. That's the loss. Luke Dubois has been out for long term. Detroit comes in off their second loss, 3-3-1 at home to the Kings on Tuesday. Detroit's a pretty healthy group. They're missing Simon Edvinsson. Everybody else healthy. Detroit power play ranked 6th. Washington special teams have been trash all year long. So I'm comfortable with the spot. Take it away for us here, Bobano. I got the Red Wings at minus 120. Should they be a bigger favorite? Yes. Will they close at minus 145 and take all the pressure off of this? Yeah, maybe. Take it away, Bobano. Capitals Wings.
Yeah, I'll do a split here. Minus 120 money line, team total over 3.5 plus 110 with Detroit. I think they go over their team total as well. Washington's defensive play has been just awful, just horrific of late. They're stuck in their own zone. They're getting hemmed in. They're getting outshot. They're getting outchanced. The only concern I guess I would have here is Carberry kind of called him out. Wilson was very upset, angry after the Seattle game, rightfully so. They were atrocious in that game, but it's a very weird spot. West Coast, a 1-game stopover here in Detroit before you finally head home. I don't trust Washington to win this game. They're not in a good way right now at all. And Logan Thompson, who they've been, has been their meal ticket early in the season, he's fallen off lately. He hasn't been as sharp. So, yeah, I'm going to go. And the Red Wings just have not lost 2 games in a row very often. They've been a very good team to back and bet on off a loss. So I expect that as a decent chance to continue. So Red Wings minus 120, team total over 3.5, plus 110 will split between
You're in business. You're in business. We move on. 8 p.m. Eastern, Florida Panthers, St. Louis Blues, Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. I haven't faded the Blues enough. I said on our very first show to start the season, I was like, I don't know why people like this Blues team. It doesn't make sense to me. And now they're dealing with a ton of injuries. And this team does not have a lot of heart and character. You want to know 2 guys with heart and character? Pius Suter and Dylan Holloway. And Jake Neighbors. And Jake Neighbors, Jordan Kyrou are both day-to-day. Robert Thomas is their best player, and he's been out for a while. They're trying to get rid of Kyrou. Nobody wants him. He's too expensive. He's too soft. I know he's a sniper. Oscar Sundqvist out as well. This is a team that's just really hurting with injuries. I mean, Sundqvist, Holloway, Suter, Neighbors, Kyrou, Thomas. You could fairly say that's 6 of your top 9 forwards. This is they're a mess, and they played pretty well despite being a mess. Hofer has stepped up as Binner has fallen off, And we heard Kent Davies tell us yesterday, Kent Davies couldn't wait to hammer the Panthers in this spot. And look, I agree. Now, the Florida Panthers are also dealing with injuries as they have all year long. There's a couple new ones. Anton Lundell is day-to-day. Seth Jones, Kulikov, Barkov, Nosek, Gadjevich all out. And, everybody but Seth has been out for long-term. Panthers had their 3-game winning streak snapped, 4-3 loss at home to the Mammoth on Tuesday. Blues coming off their 5th straight loss, 4-3 at home to the Stars on Tuesday. This is game 3 of a 4-game homestand, so it's a pretty nice spot for them. I don't care. Panthers right now, they opened up -150. They're now -160. I'm on the -1. And then from a total standpoint here, we have this one sitting at 5.5. This is another spot where I could see that under 6. It wasn't enough for me. When it moved to 5.5, I got a little jealous. I wasn't on it, but I'm fine. Florida -1 for me, Bobano. I got it at +102. Floor's yours, my man.
Yeah, for me, I'll go over 3.5 +125 team total for Florida here. I think they can get 4. Blues are just when you give up 5 goals against LA, at home, it's a problem for 4 goals actually, but still, that's a problem with the way the Kings can go offensively. They gave up 4 to Dallas in their last game. Florida off a loss too against Utah, and they had been playing well before that loss, and they've won 4 straight, 4 straight, and 6 of the last 7 on the road. So they've been a very good road team of late, all of a sudden, the Panthers. So Florida team total over 3.5 +120. I'll go with that because I don't like the money line price enough.
We roll on Calgary Flames and Minnesota Wild. It's funny as this season has gone poorly. This could be, and I probably shouldn't talk about it, could be the best futures I've ever had in my life on a sport in a season. It's possible that the board is swept with the futures, except, of course, there's one Stanley Cup, Avalanche. Who knows about that? But just on the regular season spots, division spots, all of it looking great. Thank God. But it's going to be a while to get paid for that shit. And the Flames team total or point total under, I bet every year. Last year I lost it. Like I lost with the Devils. I went back to the well. Here, I'm just going to fade the Flames over and over and over again. They are playing with some heart. It's not like they're a heartless group like the Rangers. They're coming off their 4th straight loss, 4-3 in overtime at home to the Ducks on Thursday night. I'm a little more hesitant to fade them at home than I am on the road. They're without Blake Coleman, who's a heart and soul guy. And too bad he's hurt because a lot of teams would pick him up at the deadline. They're also without John Beecher and Jake Bean, depth center and defenseman. Wild coming off their 2nd win in 3 games, 4-3 shootout win at home over the Blackhawks. They came back from a 3-0 deficit. They're making everything look easy. I bet them live down 1-0. I could have bet them live down 3-2 at +500 with 6 minutes left, 5 minutes left. I didn't do any of that. I only got a -115, so I didn't get a big score or anything like that. Jonas Brodin has hurt them. Their last 3 games have all gone to overtime. They've not been playing good hockey, and I keep betting them. I'm addicted to it. So I am on the Wild here on the -1 line again, -119. I think it's a very fair price to fade the Flames. And when we get to the line history here for this spot, this total is a 6. It's -114 to the under. So we've had 6 cents of movement towards the over. And then on the money line here, we have the Minnesota Wild at -180. So they opened up -200. They got up to -210. They're down to -180. They're not playing very good hockey. I don't care. Take it away for us, Bobano, my man. Flames Wild.
Yeah, the best streak going. First period and full game over for Minnesota. It's been. Oh, by the way, Logan Thompson is day-to-day with a upper body injury. Spencer Carberry says hitting the mask with a shot in the game against Seattle. So there you go. How about that? So, but definitely going to see Charlie Lindgren then tonight for the Capitals, and I don't mind that because he's not very good this season. So that's probably good for Detroit when it's all said and done. As far as this game goes. Yeah, first period, full game over. Minnesota, this is one of the best streaks going in the NHL right now, totals-wise. 15-1 to the over in their last 16 games. 18-4 to the over since Quinn Hughes arrived. 9-1 to the over in the first period in their last 10 games. So we're just riding it. Now, Calgary, this is going to be the ultimate test because Calgary's not exactly a strong over team, but we got to ride it at this point. Over 1.5, -118 first period. Over 5.5, -120 full game. And I will sprinkle on the draw here. Just too many. Even though Calgary's 0-4 since they traded Rasmus Anderson, they haven't won since they traded him. 2 of those games have gone to overtime. And as you mentioned, 3 straight games have gone past regulation for Minnesota. So at plus 340, the draw is worth it.
Plus 340 here. By the way, we have AM also on the Flames. Barry Smith saying this is the dog of the day for him is the Flames. And we have the Blues at plus 140.
I'd rather bet draw at plus 340 than Calgary plus 155 or plus 160. But I agree. I don't think this is going to be an easy game for Minnesota. I just got that feeling.
They're not playing well.
No,
but they look good on paper. The St. Louis Blues hits three spots for AM. It's his best bet on the board. Snap winning streak. Cold teams match up in porous defense. Let's roll on. 9 p.m. Eastern. San Jose Sharks, Edmonton Oilers, Rogers Place, Edmonton, Alberta. I have Needles listed. I don't know if it'll be Nedeljkovic or Yari. They were terrible together. They were a terrible tandem together once upon a time in Pittsburgh. San Jose power play ranked 16th.
It is Connor Ingram for Edmonton.
It is Connor Ingram. I'm fine with that, man. It's just pick your shitty goalie. We've been playing this game for a long time. I actually wanted them to keep Stuart Skinner. Say what you want. He's been through the most stressful pressure situations, booed off the ice. I mean, I kind of want someone who's been through that, but I digress. Edmonton power play ranked first, penalty killing 15. Sharks coming off their third win in 4 games, 5-2 the Canucks on Tuesday. They're without defenseman Mook Amadulin and centers Philip Kershaw and Ty Dellandrea, but they're getting much healthier. Will Smith back rolling alongside Celebrini. Oilers coming off their second straight win, 7-4 at home on Money. This is game 6 of an 8-game homestand. It's a great spot. Matthias Ekholm day-to-day. We're still surprised he didn't make Team Sweden. And Adam Henrique, he is out long-term. I moved on 2 spots. Look, I'm going to keep betting the Oilers. I'm on the Oilers -1, -126. I know people made a lot of money on the Sharks. I'm also on the over 6.5 at -132. So if the Sharks do win this game, I'm certain I'll cash the over at least. So I'm on both here. Take it away for us here, Bobano, Sharks, Oilers.
Yes, -130 as well for me, over 6.5, -130. I'm taking a shot with San Jose here tonight. I mean, this is another, there's a few dog shots. Again, we'll see, we're taking some risks tonight when you got 23 units to play with on the show. We're being a little more aggressive tonight. Plus, we're going to have the break pretty soon as well in the NHL. So, but there's, I think, some real live spots tonight. San Jose's one of them. I'll take San Jose plus 184, and I will also take San Jose team total over 2.5 -134. I think they are very live tonight. I know Edmonton was able to beat Anaheim in their last game 7-4, but they're not defending well. They gave up 5 goals to Washington, escaped in overtime against a struggling Caps team. Don't forget they lost to Pittsburgh and New Jersey here at home earlier on the homestand. So I think there's a very live Sharks team tonight. So there you go. Money line and team total over for the Sharks, and that over 6.5.
We are in what was the money line you got on the Sharks?
+1. Oh shit. Let me just double check. +184.
+184. Oh, Irish King, when you talk about Oilers goaltending, Stuart Skinner will come up in the conversation, despite the fact he was traded a month ago. That's all, Irish King. It's not like we don't know what hockey team he plays for. Okay, let's roll on. Next up, Anaheim Ducks, 28-22-3, 13-14-2 on the road. I was just saying they should have kept him. I think rather than bringing in Yari just because he played junior hockey in Edmonton, has a house in Edmonton. I understand in Canada you want players that do want to play in your city, and that's not easy all the time. Ducks, Canucks, Rogers Arena, Vancouver, BC. Look, we are tight for time here. I'm just going to fade the Canucks over and over and over and over and over again. And over and over and over and over. Anytime I can get a -1 at plus money, I'm going to jump at it. Maybe I should have taken the -129 money line. It's a decent price. I got the -1 at plus 121 here. From a line history standpoint, we have the Ducks up to -140. Okay, I'd like to see that. They got it to -144 at one point. I'm happy to see that. And then from a total standpoint here, we have this at 6.5, heavily juiced to the over. I'm not against moving on. Lankinen's been so bad. I don't even know if he'll be in net. Dostal's been great. Now, they did just allow a lot of goals against the Oilers, which...
With Husso, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. Husso's a must-fade. But I wouldn't be against an under in this game with it so... Canucks are playing with heart even though they're trash, but they do have a 32nd ranked penalty kill. The Anaheim power play ranked 23rd overall this season is really a bottom 3 power play without these stars. Now, Seneca keeps blowing everybody's mind. Take it away, Bobano. Ducks, Canucks.
Oh yeah. As far as this game goes, I like the Ducks minus. Obviously I'm with you. Anaheim's that bad. I don't see them turning it around. And you got Anaheim off a loss, so there's a real good chance Anaheim doesn't even take Vancouver lightly here tonight. So yeah, Anaheim minus 136 money line. I will also go team total over 3.5 minus 106 with Anaheim.
What was the team total over?
3.5 minus 106.
3.5 minus 106. AM says Golden Knights on deck. This is a look ahead spot.
That's true. That is true.
I don't think the Ducks care about.
But off a loss. Well, first of all, off a loss, that mitigates some of the look ahead because you lost the last game. And second of all, is Vancouver even good enough to take advantage, right?
Oh, there's been lots of spots that are, I get it. I get there's going to be lots of opportunities where the Canucks seem appealing.
If Vancouver keeps going down this path, though, eventually teams are going to be laying minus 170 and minus 180 in Vancouver against them. So to me, there is still some value to fade them right now, especially at home.
I would rather back the Canucks on the road because all the booing, all the stress, all the negative press. Yeah. I mean, I don't think.
And they've been a bad road team for 2 years running now.
Oh God, I didn't even want to talk about them. I took the hat off. I was going to wear the hat today. Yeah. Let's roll. Dallas Stars at Vegas Golden Knights. T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Jake Odger, 19-10-4, 2.71 goals against average, 907%. I think he's going to be in that. Not sure if it will be Aiden Hill on the other side. He's being absolute trash here for this one. Solution says I think Ducks should be a higher favorite here. They are heavily banged up. I understand they had this massive winning streak, but it was a sort of a smoke and mirrors winning streak with Dostal standing on his head. But I get it. And I'm not against the Canucks. I don't care if it's fishy. They've lost 14 and 15. But here we go. Dallas, second-ranked power play. Vegas, fifth-ranked power play. Pretty good penalty kills from both squads. Stars coming off their third win in 4 games, 4-3. The Blues on Tuesday. They're without Labushkin, defenseman. Liam Bichelle, another defenseman. He's been out for a while. And Seguin, of course, done for the year. Vegas finished out their 4-game road trip with their 4th loss in 5 games, 3-2 at Montreal in overtime on Tuesday. Fly back yesterday. Play immediately. It's a lot. And this one was touch and go for me for a bit, but I did move on the Stars. There's been a 10-cent move to the under from plus 104 to minus 106. And then on the money line here, we have Dallas minus 101. They opened up at plus 110. I was late to the party. I got Dallas plus 103. Take it away, Bobano.
Dallas for me as well. Vegas, I've faded them a couple times this year on these back home off of road trip spots. I remember the last time they were off a 4-game road trip or longer, they came home. They lost to New Jersey at home. I remember that spot. And I said, I think I took the Devils a little bit. It wasn't a big bet because I didn't trust New Jersey fully, but New Jersey still went to T-Mobile Arena, catching the Golden Knights off a road trip, and they beat them. Now you got obviously a Dallas team that's a much better team. It's very capable of doing the same. I like it. I like this spot off a lengthy East Coast trip in Eastern Canada. Plus 115 for Dallas money line. I'm on that as well. And I'm on over 5.5 here, minus 134 at FanDuel. I think getting below 6 is worth it in this game. Vegas, don't really trust them to keep the puck out of the net right now. They're having issues, but they're very lethal offensively and with the power play right now as well. So Dallas money line and over 5.5 minus 134.
You are in business. Shout out to our guy TJ. Just 1 game left here. Shout out to TJ. He's on Islanders money line and Islanders minus 1. He's a Rangers fan. Anaheim money line, Anaheim minus 1. Chicago money line, San Jose, Edmonton over 6. I'm on all of the spots that he's on. I like it. Okay, final spot on the board here. The Leafs, Kraken. If Stolarz is going to play in goal, all the better. Joey Decord, we expect to be on the other side, even though Grubauer's been a little better than him. Leafs come in off losing all 5 games of their recent homestand. I always back teams in this situation. But they just lost to Buffalo on Tuesday, just like Vegas. They fly all the way across the country yesterday and have to play immediately. And I've been backing the Kraken a lot. Toronto playing without Willie Nylander, Chris Tanev, and Dakota Joshua. Kraken come in off their 2nd straight win in 3rd in 4 games, 5-1 at home over the Capitals on Tuesday. This is the final game of a 6-game homestand. This is a healthy group. Only Ben Myers, the center, is out of the lineup. I moved on the Kraken here. Again, look, these teams that are falling apart, I put my foot on their throat this time of year. This is when my ROI is the highest. The Olympics are going to mess it all up. But I don't – the Kraken is 6 cents move towards them. And again, in any other time of the year, I would be on Toronto. Get out of Toronto. Get away from all the noise. Man, this team is a fucking mess. This total opened up at 6 minus 120 to the over. Now it's 6.5 minus 104 to the over. Bobano, take it away. Last game on the board.
I think I'm with you. If I were to bet a side, it would be Seattle, but it'd be so Toronto to see everyone jump off the bandwagon, jump off the ship. Everyone giving up on them. Then they go on the road and they have a good game tonight and they win. It would be so Leafs to do that. And I wouldn't put it past them to do that. Plus, I don't fully trust Seattle yet. They're so inconsistent. They're so up and down. What I do like here is the over by Fecta. I think we see goals early and often. DeCord's play has been very average lately. It's been not consistent. Let's put it that way. And I don't trust Stolarz at all. Stolarz had the one start against Vegas with no conditioning stint, no starts down in the American League, and he looked rusty as shit. He looked really like he could barely catch the puck on the one that popped in front of him, and Kolasar put it in on the rebound. He did not look sharp against Vegas. I think it could take him some games to get going here. And both of these teams have been trending, especially first period over lately. Toronto, 5 straight first period overs, 8-2 to the first period over in their last 10. Seattle, 10-2 to the first period over in their last 12. So that I like most of all. Over 1.5 minus 125 for first period over. But I will also tack on over 6 minus 120 for the full game.
You are in business, Bobano. I will review all your action here right now. But I know you got to bounce, my friend. Thank you for your time and your energy. Please support Bobano on Papa's X handle here on X. Support him at Bobano Bets. Bobano, talk to us about Ice Guy's NBA OG show and Hitting the Books YouTube channel.
Yeah, NBA OG Crew Betting Show, Monday to Friday, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Ski, Dutch, Wham, and yours truly, Connor Mack and I hitting the books. Members-only shows. We thank those that have become members on the channel, Wednesdays and Fridays. Plus, we do college basketball shows Monday and Tuesday. Check that out. And, of course, the Ice Guys, 7 days a week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, Sunday, noon Eastern. Jimmy, good luck. Everyone in the chat, good luck. And we'll see you next week.
There is our guy, Bobano, in the house. Jose, please close up our NHL segment with our player props. As I said, all records are up to date with all of our cappers. Sample size is small here with Money Millz, so we're not going to do it. He's only 3 bets in, but he's got 4 here right now. So without further ado, Jose, please play our guy, Money Millz.
Hey, yo, Jimmy, don't worry, man. I got him from here, man. You doing a good job already. Let me give him a prop to get on top. Millz, ice on ice. Chicago Blackhawks. I'm taking Connor Bedard. Now, look, listen and hear me out. Over 2.5 shots on goal. Bedard, he doesn't waste touches, man. He shoots off of everything. He shoots off the pass, shoots through the screens. He even shoots inside and out, not just the perimeter. Power play chances and going to give him the opportunities. Now, Penguins, they're aggressive, okay? The forecheck, they tend to, draw stick infractions when against skilled players. Now, you're definitely playing against a skilled player with Bedard. Pittsburgh strong on first shot looks, but they give up secondary chances. Bedard's been over this prop at an 80% clip in his last 5. We're taking him over 2.5 shots on goal. Don't overthink it. Let's bet it. Don't regret it. Jim, I can't believe you forgot this one, though. Macklin Celebrini, over 3.5 shots on goal, minus 117. Trigger man, for San Jose Sharks. Edmonton, their goalie strong, right? But they usually give up shots once that volume starts hitting in. And me, I'm looking at this like Celebrini, he shoots from dangerous angles, not just all from the perimeter. He's like Steph Curry. From any angle, he can put it up. He's averaging, 3.7 shots per goal on the year this season. And for the San Jose Sharks, everything goes with him. It don't matter. I like it because his minutes usage is something that I really see out there. He's getting at least 26 minutes to 25 minutes per game. Let's take him in this spot over the ice. Hey, Jimmy, you got it. But one thing you don't got is this one. Connor McDavid, Edmonton Oilers, over 3.5 shots on goal, minus 130. McDavid on the ice. The puck follows him like a magnet, man, out there, or like a fat kid with chocolate cake, man. McDavid, he runs the PP1 top line shifts. Now, against San Jose, weaker defensive pairing, that's where he's going to definitely shine. McDavid, he releases. It's lightning striking, and man, it's so quick. It's often sneaky too. He gets shots through traffic as well, man. You never even know when he's pulling out a shot. Pow, pow, pow. He's shooting. I like Connor McDavid, over 3.5 shots on goal, taking on the San Jose Sharks. I actually think it's going to be a shootout. Now, last word for you guys. Ice on ice. Millz is here. Anaheim Ducks. What's up? I'm taking Cartier Gauthier over 3.5 shots on goal, minus 103. Third in the NHL when it comes to shots on goal, 3.8. He has that scorer, shooter mentality. He's not a passer first at all, man. He's going to shoot the ball, man. And he's not the ball. He's going to shoot the puck out there on the ice, okay? Ice time, high usage on minutes as well. Always dangerous in the power play. Now, the goalie for him on the other side, Vancouver Canucks, he's struggling because their main goalie, he's hurt. So Kevin Lankinen, man, I think we're going to be able to go over the 3.5 shots on goal on Cartier Gauthier today. Now, look, parlay. You can buy them all down to the lowest prop, 2, 2, and 3s, and it's plus 166. Meet me out the window and let's get paid. Millz on the ice. Let's get these bags tonight.
There he is, Money Millz. Money Millz, Bedard over 2.5 shots, Celebrini over 3.5 shots, McDavid over 3.5 shots, and Cutter Gauthier over 3.5 shots as well. For Money Millz, a 4-piece there. Let's roll into college basketball, but a quick review of action in NHL. We have for Bobano, he's on Boston. Team total over 3.5 plus 104 in the over 6 at minus 120. He's on Boston, and I'm on Boston minus 1. Let me get that out of here. I'll just go over Bobano's action. So he's on team total over 3.5 plus 104 and the over 6 at minus 120. Then we have nothing for Kings Sabres. Bobano is on the Avs to score in the first period. First goal, first period, plus 110 and the over 6.5 at minus 120. He's on the Jets at plus 176. He's on Nashville plus 122. The over 5.5 minus 130. The draw plus 316. He's on the Islanders minus 130. He's on the first period over 1.5 in Islanders Rangers. He is on the first Chicago score, first goal, first period, plus 155. Chicago first period, plus 131. The Chicago full game, plus 162. The over 6 at minus 114. Chicago team total over 2.5, minus 116. He is on Detroit at minus 120, and the team total over 3.5 at plus 110. Florida team total over 3.5 at plus 120. He's on first period over 1.5, full game over 5.5 in Calgary, Minnesota, and the draw at plus 340. Sharks plus 184. The over 6.5 at minus 130. The Ducks at minus 136. Ducks team total over 3.5, minus 106. The Stars at plus 115, and the over 5.5 there at minus 134. And Toronto, Seattle, first period over 1.5, minus 125, and the full game over 6 at minus 120. That is the action here for our guy, Bobano. I'm on Boston minus 1 at plus 109. Winnipeg plus 163. Nashville plus 119. New York Islanders minus 1 at plus 127. Chicago first period plus 131. Chicago full game plus 148. Carolina minus 1 at minus 104. Utah team total under 2.5, minus 104. Detroit minus 120. Florida minus 1 at plus 102. Minnesota minus 1 at minus 119. Edmonton minus 1 at minus 126. San Jose, Edmonton over 6.5, minus 132. Anaheim minus 1 at plus 121. Dallas plus 103. And Seattle minus 107. It is time to move on to college basketball. We have just the man for the job, the star of walk-off wagers here alongside Wine Time Sports, who's back with us tomorrow. Wine Time back. Fatherhood treating him well. He's going to be back in action with us. He is also the star of Thursdays here on Betting with the Bag College Basketball and one of the stars of the Sauce Network with Kyle Kearns. Please welcome our guy Morgan Spooner to the show. Spooner, how are you, my man?
I'm doing pretty well, Jimmy. A little bit tired. The weeks get really long here, but it's been a pretty good week. Yesterday started out great, 3-0, and then just everything went south pretty quickly. A couple dogs blew double-digit leads, got hooked, missing a layup with almost no time left. There's all sorts of frustrating stuff throughout the college basketball season, but down a unit yesterday, ready to get it back. Let's go. It's been a great year so far for me. I want to end this month out strong.
Well, let's do exactly that. I was sitting there going, oh, God, it's going to be a big night. And then, Jesus, things went horribly for me. And I'm a fucking mess. As you can see by my record, it's just, it's really damaging to the bankroll. And I'm very concerned here. But we're going to start with all of your action. And then I only have 3 bets here. I've got more I want to make. But just as you said, not enough minutes in the day. Let's get started here. We start with the 6 p.m. Eastern. Wofford Terriers, 14-7, 6-2 in the SoCon at Chattanooga Mocs, 9-12, 3-5 in the SoCon at McKenzie Arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee. These Terriers have won 3 straight. Look pretty good doing it. beat Furman at home 74-70, took out Samford, on the road, beat Samford at home 88-78, and then took out Mercer, a really good Mercer team, 80-77. Now they go back on the road. Now they lost to Chattanooga 76-67 at home. And now they come in for Rebenga. Chattanooga's lost 2 straight. They lost at Samford 75-64. Both teams played on Saturday. So here we go. Let's get into the line history and hear the plan of attack from Morgan here very quickly. Line history wise, we have Wofford as we speak, plus 1.5, minus 107. Very strange. This the whole line movement I felt very strange. Wofford opens up at -1, which makes sense to me. Then they get to +2 at 6:30 in the morning. They start moving back to 1.5, then back to +2. We're at plus 1.5 right now. It doesn't quite make sense to me. And then from a total standpoint here, we have the 151. It's minus 115 to the over. Open up 151.5, down to 150, back up to 151. Take it away for us here, Spooner, my man, Mackenzie Arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, this is Wofford for me. Wofford money line plus 106. This line's moved against me a little bit, as you just mentioned. I'm not that worried about it. I think a lot of people are going to look at that first Chattanooga matchup and see that Chattanooga was able to win on the road. Why wouldn't they be able to do it at home? This is a really short number for that. Wofford's played much better in conference than what Chattanooga has. This is another one of those trends I'm going up against. Chattanooga has now won 7 straight games versus Wofford, but I don't really feel like that plays that big of a role in this matchup. Kevin Giltner is new to this Wofford team as the head coach, and I think they're playing really good basketball in conference. I think they're going to look back to that Chattanooga game, a game they were up double-digit points in the second half, had a 95% chance to win that game, and ended up losing it by 9 points. I think you're going to watch a ton of game film, circle in on things you can change, and find a way to get this win on the road. Plus money here for a team that was up double digits and had a 95% chance to win in the first matchup. I feel like it got dressed up at the end, and a lot of people are going to look at that and the fact that Chattanooga's just owned Wofford over the last few years and circle in on that. Maybe I should have waited on this line, but at plus money, I didn't want to let Wofford go the other way because I truly believe they are the better team. Much better offense in conference, in the 98th percentile with how efficient they are versus their conference compared to other teams. And that's not something Chattanooga can say. They're right in the middle of the pack around the 50th percentile, and their defense is terrible in the 35th percentile. So I think Wofford just finds a way to outscore them today.
These lines of these 6 p.m. games confused me. I didn't know why New Hampshire wasn't a bigger favorite. I didn't know why Wofford went from favorite to dog. I mean, now you explaining with the 7 straight wins against them. There is some.
You'll notice there's not an American East line on my card today. I love American East basketball, but fishy stuff going on over there with some of the lines.
Crazy.
Like I don't feel like it's all necessarily kosher, but I'll just leave that off. But I'm not trying to get involved with too much American East action.
Oh God. Yeah, it's not. It's just a mess. Watching lines go from 1.5, minus 1.5, plus 6.5, back down. They always comes back to the 1.5. A clear manipulation in the marketplace. So I hear what you're saying. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board for our Morgan Spooner. It is William Mary Tribe at the Elon Phoenix. We're in Elon, North Carolina. And our guy, Morgan Spooner, is not just up against the book here. He's also up against our great friend, Justin McKelvey. Justin McKelvey, Stacks Play the Day number 2. We'll go over number 1. It was in NHL. I was just rushing and I blew past it. And my apologies. I will go back over it. But Stacks Play Day number 2 is the Elon Phoenix here at home versus the William and Mary Tribe. Shout out to our guy, Justin, who will be starring on the show tomorrow.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
We got our guy Machiavelli in the house, the low bag lawyer. If anybody needs one, taking the day off, heading to the Commerce Casino Little pot limit Omaha attorney for Machiavelli. Man, we need you in San Antone. Pubapalooza 5. Come hang out with Spoons and I. Machiavelli, we need you, man. Take that $200,000 truck and drive to San Antone, man. Pubapalooza, my guy Machiavelli in the house. We roll into this William and Mary tribe spot, 14-6, 5-3 in the CAA. Elon Phoenix 12-9, 6-4 in the CAA. William and Mary playing very good ball. Now these 3 games that they looked so good were at home. They haven't looked quite as strong on the road, but these last 3 games were very, very nice. North Carolina A&T, I know it's a weak group, but they won by 8. They beat UNC Wilmington by 7. They beat Hofstra by 7. That was coming on the heels of 3 straight road losses. They lost by 6 at Drexel. They lost by 11 at Monmouth, and they lost by 9 at Charleston. Then you go back to that. Before that, it's 3 straight home games. So it's, they're winning their games at home. They're losing their games on the road. So, but they're a good basketball team. We're watching them play good ball. Taking on Elon here in this one, the Phoenix. So let's get into the line history here for this one. The Phoenix coming off of 2 straight losses. They lost at Charleston. Before that, they lost badly at home to Towson by 13. And this is their first matchup with William and Mary this season. Line history-wise for Spooner's next spot on the board, we have here we go. We have a total at 168. Opened up at 168, sitting at 168. No movement. From a point spread standpoint, we have William and Mary right now -2.5. Line moving towards them. Opened up at 1, and it sat there for a while. This move to 2.5 happened this morning. So we've had a 1.5 point move towards the Elon Phoenix. Take it away for us here. Spooner, your next spot on the board.
Yeah, shout out Matty Ice in the comments. I see him say William and Mary is on my card. The pace that William and Mary plays at will make it tough on Elon. Furthermore, Elon is the 8th worst home court advantage in college basketball, number 358. So Elon just played their last home game versus Towson, and that was something I was going to touch on. They sold 1,500 tickets to that. They don't have a huge gym to start with, but it's 5,000. When you only have 1,500 tickets sold in a gym of 5,000, half of those are already sold with just the season ticket holders. Watched part of that game. Gym was pretty empty. I don't feel like they're going to get up for William and Mary. I don't think Elon is a bad team at all. I think they're a really decent team, but I think William and Mary is at the top of this conference in the top 3 teams without a doubt. I'd be kind of surprised to not see them play in the championship game of this tournament. And I think being able to, I grabbed William and Mary money line -110 last night. Get them at a pick 'em is ridiculous. Still under a possession. I still endorse William and Mary. This team plays at the 2nd fastest pace of play in the country. It forces everybody to play at an uncomfortable pace, and they do it while maintaining a really good defense. They turn teams over a lot, make teams just force themselves into turnovers. And Elon has one of the worst defenses in the conference right now. They're ranked in the 15th percentile among all D1 teams playing against their own conference teams in defense. So if you add an extra 4 or 5 possessions onto that, it's just going to make that stat even worse. They don't score in transition very well, and that's something William and Mary takes advantage. Transition doesn't always mean tempo, but for William and Mary, it does. That defense leads to a lot of transition points, over 14 points a game so far in conference play. That was something they did in out-of-conference play as well. So I think there's a lot of ways that William and Mary can stretch this out. Elon has a good offense. They'll be able to score. They'll make a couple runs, but by the end of this game, William and Mary is going to walk away. I expect this to be a 5 to 10 point game.
You are in a business here with the tribe on the money line. Let's roll to Charleston, South Carolina, home of the Citadel Bulldogs, playing much better basketball until they ran into the Buccaneers, man. The East Tennessee State Buccaneers destroyed them, and I know almost all of you guys were on East Tennessee. The Citadel run came to an end. I should be on Citadel right off the hop. Coming off that bad loss. I mean, VMI is just coming off of loss after loss after loss after loss. They've already lost at home to Citadel 82-68. I don't know. I thought we have Urban Pope also on Elon in that one. the William and Mary Elon spot. So Matty Ice, Spooner on William Mary. We have Justin and Irvin Pope on Elon. Here we have the Cadets and the Bulldogs, McAllister Fieldhouse. The line wasn't moving, and I felt okay about not moving on Citadel. A lot of my look on Citadel over the last little while has been just teams, not caring that Citadel comes to their gym. There hadn't been a move. There has been a move now. This opened up -2. It quickly went to 2.5 and then got back to 2. It stayed at 2 until 9 this morning. Moved back to 2.5, then to 3, and now we have 3.5. So it's a real 1.5 point move towards a Citadel here. Let's take a quick look at the total in this one. This total is right now at 142, opened up at 143, got up to 144 before dropping to 142. Take it away for us here, Spooner. Cadets, Bulldogs, McAllister Fieldhouse in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, so this is a big game for these two programs. This is the Ohio State-Michigan matchup of the year for these programs, their biggest rivalry. And Citadel went on the road, got that big win versus VMI, and Citadel is not normally a program I look to show up on the road. I always feel like they just like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of team. But they had just played well on the road at UNC Greensboro, and Jimmy was on it, had called it very well in that, again, with West Carolina. I was on the opposite side of Jimmy in that Furman game, I believe, and Citadel won that game in overtime. Absolutely shocking outcome to me. What wasn't shocking was East Tennessee State blanking Citadel last time. I didn't think that was a great spot for them, not only because they were coming off an upset win, but because they had their biggest game of the season on deck. And I think the Citadel team is better than VMI by quite a bit. Their numbers in conference reflect that. I think the level of basketball that Jimmy caught that ride on for Citadel that they've been playing at is a level that VMI can't match. And VMI going on the road in a big matchup, they're going to throw everything they can at them. And I think that's why that line is a little bit fishy to start. I see a 3.5 on the screen right now. I got Citadel -1.5, -115 last night. This is a line that I kind of did expect to move this way. It's still very fishy. Like I don't know why it was that close to a pick after Citadel beat VMI 82-68 on the road. Maybe you can't put Citadel at 2 possessions a full, but for it not to open at 2.5 or 3.5 was a little bit suspicious in itself. So I have some trepidation walking into this line. Like I could be walking into some sort of fix or whatnot, but I just truly believe Citadel is the better team. Ed Conroy is a really good coach, and to have a chance to get both of the matchups versus VMI, I just don't think he's going to fumble that opportunity. I like this team. I think Jimmy found a diamond in the rough with him.
And sucks not being on them at this point here. The 1.5 to 3.5, it got me off Florida State yesterday. So I'm hesitant to take the end of the line here. Maybe I'll just sit back and cheer you on here. We have the Citadel Bulldogs being backed by Morgan Spooner. Let's roll on. Hampton Pirates 10-11, 4-4 in the CAA. Drexel Dragons 10-11, 4-4 in the CAA. We're Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for the Drexel Dragons at home, coming off sort of an underwhelming 83-78 victory over Northeastern. They opened up as 5.5 point favorites, closed as 4.5 point favorites. So depending on when you got in, you might have got paid here. The Drexel Dragons, this is their first meetup with Hampton. Hampton had 2 straight wins at home before losing to UNC Wilmington. And Hampton's played okay on the road at times. They lost by 4 to Charleston, lost by 4 to UNC Wilmington. Unfortunately, in between that was Campbell beating them up by 14. Campbell playing very well right now. So here we go. We have Drexel Dragons, Hampton Pirates. From a line history side of things, this total opened up very low at 128. It's now at 129.5. So we've moved up 1.5 points on the total. And then from a spread perspective, sorry, taking a second here. God, annoying. Here we go. From a spread look, we have the Drexel Dragons up to -4. So this was, again, and Spooner's been so good at this year, and as we've worked with him, but finding the right point to move on a team here, and he certainly found it in this one. This opened up at 4, but then it went down to 3, and it was between 3 and 3.5 until about midnight when it got back to 4. Not only did it move back to 4, but this is 4 minus 115, now minus 113. But it's a pretty nice line here for the Drexel Dragons. Take it away for us here, Spooner. Hampton Pirates, Drexel Dragons in Philly.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good defensive matchup. If you're a totals matchup, this is definitely a dead under kind of matchup. Hampton has a really good defense, and Drexel has the best defense in the conference, ranked in NCAA Division I basketball among their peers in the 94th percentile. And I think that's going to be a huge difference maker in this game. Drexel's defense leads the offense for them. They don't have a great half court set or anything, but they do find themselves in position just by the amount of possessions they force for themselves versus what the other team gets out in their wins. And that for that sort of game plan to work, you need the other team to not have a great defense or not have a great offense. And like I mentioned, Hampton's defense is pretty good, ranked in the 75th percentile, but their offense is putrid. And I think this is where Drexel separates. They're a pretty good 3-point shooting team. They don't take a ton of threes, but the ones they take are wide open. They come off offensive rebounds, and they come off driving to the basket and having a guard wide open in the corner. And I think the offense that they can produce is just going to be more than enough here. I really feel like this Drexel team should be laying closer to 5 points. Even still, I'd still ride this 4 here. I took the 2.5 minus 120 last night. I was price shopping as I was going through. Most of the books, there was a 3 that I could get at 110, 3.5s, and it was all over the place as far as where the juice was at. And Bally, as always, kind of has some weird soft lines, and they were hanging that 2.5, 120, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to see a 2.5 tomorrow. It's not a Drexel team I'm absolutely in love with. They do have a bad offense. They can find themselves in scoring droughts as well, and Hampton's defense could do that to them. But I just really feel like by the end of this game, the amount of good shots Drexel will get will be the difference maker. They have an effective field goal percentage in the conference at 52%, which is in the middle of the pack, even for having a bad offense. Hampton's is sitting at 47%, and quite a big difference, 5% over the course of 65 possessions we'll see in this game for these teams. I think it's going to add up for Drexel. It is a kind of stinky game to be on, as just about everything on my card is today.
Drexel Dragons minus 2.5, minus 120 for Morgan Spooner. We move to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, home of the Blue Raiders, hosting the Liberty Flames. Undefeated are the Liberty Flames in Conference USA action, 9-0, coming off a 67-51 victory at home over Delaware. Last time we saw them on the road, took out Western Kentucky by 7. Time before that, took out Sam Houston State by 8. And we have Middle Tennessee here coming off of a 75-58 loss, a pretty ugly one at Jacksonville State. A very ugly one for them. So here we go. This is their lone opportunity to face Middle Tennessee. Let's get into the line history here for Spooner. Res Mob on Drexel, as well as Urban Pope on Drexel. Chosen one on the under in that one. And we have Res Mob also here on Middle Tennessee. Let's take a look at the line history here. Liberty opening up at minus 1.5. Within an hour and 20 minutes, they were 2.5. That ended up being the high water mark. Back down to 1 and down to a pick'em. This was a pick'em this morning at 10. Now they're back at minus 1 at minus 111. So a little bit of line movement towards the Blue Raiders. From a total standpoint here, we have just blew past it. From a total standpoint, we have a 137.5 at minus 122 to the under. This has seen a lot of movement. Opened up at 137, got down to a flat 135 last night. Since then, it's come all the way back up. Got up to 138.5 at 8 this morning. Now we're sitting at a 137.5, but that 137.5 is heavily juiced to the under. So here we go. Liberty Flames, Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Spooner, what's the plan?
Yeah, these are two of the better programs in this Conference USA right now, and they have been that way for a while. Currently, Middle Tennessee sitting 11-8 overall. 5-3 in conference. Liberty sitting 9-0 in conference, and much of that is to do with just how efficient they are offensively. Their effective field goal percentage is sitting at 59.9%, which is among the top in college basketball. I think there might be one team above them. Middle Tennessee has pretty good one themselves, sitting at 52%. I like to reference effective field goal percentage a lot because it's the most predictive stat in college basketball for who's going to win the basketball game when you project it out over the long term. The offense for Liberty is just something I don't think Middle Tennessee will be able to overcome. If this were a 2-series matchup or a 2-game matchup this season, I might look to try to back Middle Tennessee, the little bit of the underdog, the home team. But I just always feel like the home court advantage is overbaked in some of these smaller conferences. And I was looking into Middle Tennessee's attendance rate too, and it's nothing impressive, less than 50% for almost all of their home games. Maybe they'll show up for Liberty, and that's why I didn't try to bake that into my cap too much. I didn't get a great line on this at all. I paid -1.5, -110. You can get better than that. I've seen Liberty at plus money today, so not anything the books agree with me on here, but I just think this Liberty team is so much better offensively that Middle Tennessee is going to find themselves in one of the scoring droughts that they found themselves in quite a bit. They battled back for a few come from behind wins. Got a double overtime win versus Missouri State. Lost an overtime game to UTEP, a game they really should have won. I just think a lot of the close games for Middle Tennessee, they just don't have the scoring ability to put them over the top, and that's not something that Liberty is going to find themselves in. So this is a really big test for Liberty and Richie McKay on the road, and I'm willing to back him with my money.
Liberty -1.5 for Morgan Spooner. We head to Mobile, Alabama, home of the Mitchell Center, hosting the South Alabama Jaguars and Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina on a 6-game winning streak, now 6-4 in the Sun Belt. The Jaguars 14-6, 5-3 in the Sun Belt. Coastal Carolina has traveled decently of late. Took out Georgia Southern and Marshall about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, on the road. Came home, beat Texas State 72-70, and then beat up on Southern Miss 85-67. So Coastal Carolina winning basketball games right now. Facing the Jaguars. Jaguars coming off a 90-83 victory at James Madison. It was very impressive. It was last Thursday. It got me. It was very, very impressive victory for South Alabama. They come on home where they lost their last game. It was a real ugly performance, losing to the 5-win Louisiana Ragin' Cajun squad. South Alabama Jaguars were 9.5-point favorites in that one. Pretty ugly. Let's take a look at the line history here for our next spot on the board for Spooner. This one popping off at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we got through the 7 p.m. games. Now we're going to go back. I've got 3 spots. If we have time to go over with Spooner, we'll be in NBA at 2 p.m. Big, juicy NBA card here for us. But here we have South Alabama, Coastal Carolina, total at 140. Opened up at 137.5. We've climbed 2.5 points there. And when we get to the point spread for this one, we have South Alabama now -5.5. Opened up at 5, just at -105. A move to 5.5 at 7:15 p.m. 5 cents of juice later at 9:43 a.m. So just 3 moves here on this one. Take it away for us, Spoondog, Chanticleers, Jaguars, and Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, South Alabama, Coastal Carolina, 2 teams. Coastal Carolina is sitting 6-4 in conference right now, and South Alabama is sitting 5-3. And Coastal Carolina has now rallied off 5 straight wins after starting 1-4, and that just creates a little bit of a overvalued number. I have South Alabama -4.5, -115. This is a South Alabama team I've watched quite a few times play this year. I watched them in person there in Toledo. Watched that Arkansas State game. Me and Jimmy were heads up on that a couple of weeks ago or last week, and I just really think that the South Alabama team is a good basketball team. Coastal Carolina, having won those 5 straight, it's not against the best teams in the conference. The most impressive win was Marshall, who played a bad basketball game in that game. I think this is just an overvalued team coming in really hot, and they haven't played anything like what South Alabama is going to shove against them. This defense is one of the best defenses Richie Riley has had. Brings back a lot of players from last year. Has a lot of length on this team. It's a very aggressive zone that he runs almost 90% of the game, and it creates so many issues for teams that haven't seen it a lot. This Coastal Carolina under the same coach last year ran into South Alabama. They only put 59 points up, lost 84-59 at home. Coastal Carolina wasn't very good. They have a better team this year, some steps forward, but this is just a spot where I think they're overvalued. I think this number should be closer to 6.5 still. South Alabama is a much better team. Obviously, we rely heavily on Chase, their best guard, Chase Harris, put 38 up in that Arkansas State game. I think the last thing I said on the show was if Chase Harris scores 30 and has a perfect game, then so be it.
Yeah, I was fortunate on that one because we were against each other on 3. That was the only one I got to the bag with. We have Spooner on the South Alabama Jaguars, heavily endorsed here by the Urban Pope here. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board. We head to Towson, Maryland, home of the Towson Tigers, 12-10, 4-5 in conference, hosting the UNC Wilmington Seahawks, 18-3, 7-1 in conference. That one was a loss at William and Mary last Thursday. They followed that up by going to Hampton and beating them 75-67, which was a little more difficult than it looked because they'd already beaten Hampton at home by a smaller margin. So it was a nice win for the Seahawks. Facing the Towson Tigers, first time these teams are meeting this season. Let's pull up the line history and get this one set up for you guys. Towson Tigers coming off an ugly loss at North Carolina A&T. That snapped a 4-game winning streak, and it's pretty ugly. That was the second conference win for North Carolina A&T. Towson was 7.5-point road favorites and lost outright by 7 points. So take a look at the line history here for this one. We have the UNC Wilmington. Oh, sorry, I just blew past it. What the hell's wrong with me? Here we go. Sitting at +1 right now. We've not seen we have seen some movement, but we're right back from where we started. This opened up at +1 for the Seahawks. 4:19 p.m. they get to 2.5. Then by midnight they're right back at 1, right back from where we started. Right now that 1 is -105. It's slightly juiced towards the Tigers. We get to the total here for this one. We have 135.5. So we've come up quite a bit. This one opened up at 131.5 and dropped to 131 initially before climbing quickly. They got up to 135.5 at 8 in the morning, dropped down, and then we're back at 135.5. So we got a 4-point move towards the over. Take it away for us, Spooner. Seahawks, Tigers, and Towson, Maryland.
Yeah, coming into the season, these are two teams that we kind of probably would have projected to have opposite outcomes. Towson is a proud program, normally sits right at the top of the CAA, and UNC Wilmington, good program as well, but I don't think anybody expected them to be sitting 7-1 here at the top of the conference. Maybe some people did, but I don't think it was a super popular take. But I would say nobody had Towson sitting at 4-5, coming off a loss to NCAA. And initially, I came into this game wanting to back Towson. This is a program under Scary. Always finishes in the top 3 of this conference. You'd be hard pressed in the 15 years he's been there to find more than 1 or 2 seasons he's not. And this is the time of the season where you have a bad team and you just start getting right. And we've seen that rallied off wins versus Northeastern, Charleston, Drexel, Elon after starting 0-4, but just lost to NCAA on the road after that big Elon win. And now they play the best team in the conference. A huge get-up spot for Towson. This is one of the mid-major gyms. I will give credit that they have a pretty good showing for most of their conference games. So having UNC Wilmington coming to town, I'm not going to completely discredit this home court advantage. I bet you they do get up for this one. But I think a lot of those Towson fans are kind of let down by this team at this point in the season. I wouldn't be shocked to not see that gym packed. UNC Wilmington is just a better team. It doesn't matter if you want to cut it offensively, defensively. They rank better just about everywhere, and this is a really short number. UNC Wilmington money line plus 110 on the road. I still think there's a little bit of extra value baked into it. I'm not going to pass up a team that I consider to be this much better, especially with Towson, who's just an absolute coin flip on whether they're even going to show up to the gym as themselves or not. So I think if the best person at Towson shows up and the crowd shows up, they have a chance to win this game by a full possession. But I think it's just a chance, and I think there's a 60% chance UNC Wilmington finds a way to win this game. And I'm happy to get a 110 with it. I think this is one of the better games that you could watch today.
UNC Wilmington money line at plus 110. Speaking of better games to watch today, we have a very exciting closing of the card here for our guy Morgan Spooner, because he is joined on this one. First off, the spreadsheet play of the day in college basketball from our guy Ron Crawford is on the UC Irvine Anteaters. Shout out to our friend Ronnie Crawford. Then we have the taint play of the day, also on the UC Irvine Anteaters. And the third of the trio is our guy Morgan Spooner, also on the UC Irvine Anteaters. 7-2 in the Big West. So are the Rainbow Warriors, 7-2 in the Big West with the Brent Event Center in Irvine, California. We have seen Hawaii come on the road. Last time they went on the road, when they started their first game of the road trip, I faded them against Cal Poly, and that was very wrong. Very, very wrong. All I had to do was wait 2 nights. If I could have just waited 2 nights, UC Santa Barbara, the Gauchos took care of business. Gauchos opened up as 1.5 point dogs, close as 2.5 point dogs, and destroyed Hawaii. Got up 40-21 in the first half and completely took care of business. So that was last time we saw them on the road. Now, if you go before that, those 2 road games, they hosted the Anteaters of UC Irvine in Hawaii, and they took them out. Very, very close game. 67-66. Hawaii opened up as 5.5 point favorites, closed as 4.5 point favorites in that one. And both teams shot poorly. UC Irvine shot 39% from the field, only took 8 3-pointers, went 2 of 8 from 3, out-rebounded the Rainbow Warriors, and in the end lost 67-66, but did cover for their backers. The Anteaters are coming off 2 impressive road games. After losing 67-66 to Hawaii, they lost to UC Davis 75-72. They beat up on lowly UC Riverside 80-66, and then followed that up by beating the Tritons at San Diego 61-59. So a couple nice road performances. They have not been at home since facing Long Beach on the 8th of January. So let's set up the line history, and we have our experts all together here on the Anteaters of UC Irvine. This total right now is a 141.5. It's really a 140 or 141. It's heavily juiced to the under, but this opened up at 137 and got all the way up to 142.5 before this drop, a slight drop. We've still moved 4 points. Let's call it a 4-point move towards the over. Then on the point spread here, we have the here we go. We have UC Irvine now -2. They opened up at a pick'em. It took 9 hours to get to -1. 4 hours after that at 1.5. 40 minutes after that at 2, which is where it stands right now. Spooner, the last spot for you on the board. Take it away. Rainbow Warriors Anteaters in Irvine, California.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. Hawaii has a good team this year, and UC Irvine is always among the top of this conference. They've had a really good team the last few seasons. I thought they might be a little bit down, losing a few seniors last year, but as always, Russell Turner has them up, playing great defense. Hawaii and UC Irvine just met. It was a 1-point game, and they played on the island there. Hawaii got out to a pretty decent lead early on, almost 10 points, and UC Irvine chipped it down and went back and forth. Irvine actually wound up with a lead with 5 minutes left of 3 points and didn't end up being able to hold on to that. I think the island advantage there is one of the better home court advantages you could have in college basketball because it's not just travel baked into it. There's so many differences to being in Hawaii versus anywhere else in the country. So I think this is a line that should move more than most. And being able to get UC Irvine at a pick'em last night, I got UC Irvine money line minus 105. I thought was just a mispriced line. I feel like UC Irvine should be closer to laying a full possession in this game. I still like Irvine at the 2 number that's available. Hawaii is a really good team. They've exceeded my expectations for them this season, though. This game will be a matchup of 2 of the best big men in the Big West Conference, in Isaac Johnson and Leo Beef for UC San Diego. And Hawaii has one of the best shooting guard small forwards in the conference as well with Bullock. And I think they're going to put up a really good fight. But Irvine's defense is just on another level. And in conference play at home, I expect it to be really tough for Irvine. These teams play at really different paces. And Hawaii, when they were able to open that game up early, was playing at their own pace. They're playing in their own gym where they're comfortable. Irvine had to travel to them. Now the roles are reversed, and Irvine will be able to set the pace a little bit more, be able to play slower the way they want to. And I think they walk away with this game towards the end of it. It will be a back and forth game for 30 minutes, but I think this is a comfortable win for Irvine at the end.
The Anteaters backed by Spooner, by Taint.
What's up?
And
I saw you on the chat last night. I couldn't say anything at that point. He's all mad at me for fading his Illini. That offense is ridiculous. I am not going to fade the Illini. They could score on an NBA team. There's actually a lot of articles you're reading right now. Guards in that Illini system just constantly meeting with different NBA coaches from around the league, learning new concepts.
They look very dangerous. It's going to be very fun. I imagine they will be around while
we can get your games in. I think I got a little over 10 minutes. Let's go.
Okay, beautiful. We have one more note from Maddie Ice. He says, Saturday college basketball, as soon as you see a total for Norfolk Howard, bet the over. From our guy, Maddie Ice, star of the Taint play of the day. I've got 3 games that we'll rock, but shout out to our guy, Maddie Ice. So let's roll. You know, when I was struggling, I was like, it'd be best if I could just keep it to 3 games. I don't want to bet 3 games. I want to hammer the board. You know, I want action. The fact that this is 3 games for me right now is just basically there was just not enough time, and I made a heavy investment in the NHL card. We have NBA with Brizzy coming up, and it works out great here, though, because we can hear Spooner's thoughts on these 3 spots that I have bet. So we start 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Broadview Center in Albany, New York. And, you know, I don't believe the market's gone with me in this one, but I thought this was the best bet on the board here. Now, I didn't finish all of the late games, but for the first 35 of them or so, and it was Albany. We watched them lose. New Hampshire is playing pretty good basketball. I don't know why they're not bigger favorites here. They lose 80-72 on Saturday in New Hampshire. That came on the heels of losing at Maine, 52-49. 2 ugly games. But look what they did at home in the 3 games before this. This is their first meeting with NJIT this year. But they took out Vermont, very tough squad, 75-68. They beat up on Binghamton, who's playing much better basketball, 69-53. They annihilated Bryant, 71-46. And now they come back home. You know, where I expect them to deliver here. And, you know, we'll set this one up. Amir Lindsay looked so good in those 3 home games. He looked bad on the road. Is he going to get right back into form? And Drewski says, I'm from Hawaii. It's fade away, brother. Thank you for telling us, Drewski. Urban Pope says, really like Albany. Says, haven't hit the button, but Albany at home is intriguing to him. Maddie is saying Albany at home is a different animal. There's our guy Kong's clips in the house. Let me just touch on this line history here and then hear what our guy Spooner thinks of the first spot on the board. This line's gone against me We have a 4.5 now. Opened up at 5, was a 5.5, sat there for 11 hours before down to 4.5. It is juiced to minus 115. I mean, it's a lot of points for a 7-win basketball team, and the Highlanders are 4-2 in the American East. From a total standpoint here, we have this sitting at a 141.5. It did open up at 138, so we've climbed 3.5 points. Take it away for us here, Spooner. I'm on the Great Danes of Albany, New York. What do you think of this spot?
So Albany does have that big win versus Vermont, but it comes with some context of Vermont was missing 2 of their starters, their starting center, and then their leading scorer over the past 3 seasons, and TJ Long. They were kind of last minute unexpected things that popped up there. I think that this Albany team is just a little bit overvalued with that in there. I would just rather, like, if I was going to move on Albany, it would be under a possession at like minus 2.5 here. I had NJIT circled coming into this season as kind of a dark horse to win this conference. They have some really good athletes that a lot of the America East teams can't match up with. Albany's one of the few teams that also has some pretty good athletes on it. So I would lean Albany here, especially at home. They've shown the ability to get a big win versus Vermont, even without those 2 starters. That's a really huge win for them. And I don't make anything about a letdown win or loss to Maine right after that. New Hampshire's a good team. So I have New Hampshire as better than NGIT. A loss there on the road, I think, sets them up in a good buy low situation after that Vermont win. But still, I'd like this at closer to a possession to actually move on it. NGIT is super volatile. So I don't think if you like NGIT, you should take the points. I think you should just take the money line because they either get blown out here or they win it outright. And I don't think there's a lot of in between. Albany has the ability to blow NGIT out if they play good basketball at home.
That's the first spot for me on the board. The second spot has made me uncomfortable with the market movement. We'll go over it all. Big South action. I'm on the Charleston.
As tough as it is to say, I feel like college basketball, like, as inefficient as the market is compared to other sports, you shouldn't get yourself in knots over some of the things in the market like you do with other sports. But maybe that's just my take. I mean, we all have the autonomy to treat it our own way, but I think you'll make yourself crazy over market manipulation if you stare at too many college basketball lines.
Well, there's a couple spots, the 5 to 4.5 isn't that intimidating, with a team that's won 7 games going up against a team that's 4-2 in conference play, and NJIT, who I've seen you cash with already this year.
Southern Illinois yesterday, I bet minus 1.5. I saw you were on them too, so I bet them again, the money line. The line moved against me not once, not twice, 3 times there, and it was no sweat. So don't.
Oh, it was a smash and grab.
I'm not saying CLV doesn't matter, but college basketball isn't efficient as everything else.
My next spot on the board here is in Buccaneer Fieldhouse in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm on the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. This total opened up at 163. It's now a 163.5. So a half-point move, expecting a high-scoring game. Then in the line history side of things, this one was wild. It opened up at -3, got to -3.5. And then there was this massive 2-point move towards Radford when I woke up this morning. It made me very uncomfortable. We've moved back a half point. I do see a very sharp book here, still hanging a 3, which makes me feel good. They opened up at 3.5. They went down to 2 when that big move happened, and they're right back at a 3 now for the Buccaneers here. So for me with Charleston Southern is they have gone to overtime in 3 of their last 4 games. They've lost them all. The Longwood lost by 2 in overtime at Longwood. They lose at Presbyterian by 4. They lose by 5 at home in overtime to South Carolina Upstate. They lose by 2 in overtime to High Point. They lose by 4 at Winthrop. And they lose by 3 at UNC Asheville. There's 6 games that are all within 5 points, and that biggest loss was in overtime. What I see, or what I think, and I don't want to fade Radford at all, but I think this is a powder keg. Now you could say, look, they don't have closers. They can't finish basketball games. You could go into another diatribe about coaching and the skill set of your closers and the veteran leadership of your group and things of that nature. What I think is the Buccaneers are a powder keg. They're going to get right. Losing all these games by such close. I mean, 3 overtimes in a row. I think this progresses to the mean for them, and I back them here. They're 2-5 in conference. Do we really feel like that's what we're seeing from this basketball team? And my thought was no. I couldn't have picked the worst time to bet this. I got the -3.5 at -110. I could get a 2.5 now or a 3. What are your thoughts on this one, Spooner? Take it away. Radford, Charleston Southern.
I really like Charleston Southern in this situation. I don't think Radford is a very good team. I've heard people among spaces talk about them as being one of the teams that is going to be flagged for fixing games next season. They played so poorly. Charleston Southern in a nice buy low situation after losing to Winthrop, High Point, USC Upstate, Presbyterian, and Longwood. High Point is one of the best teams among these mid-major conferences in this level, and to be able to take them into overtime at home just shows you how well this team can play at home. Sure, they didn't get over the hump, but I don't think that's anything to be upset about. Then they go versus USC Upstate, a team ranked a full 100 or almost 200 places lower in KenPom, and they take them to overtime as well, which tells me Charleston Southern, not just a team that can play well, but a team that'll play to a little bit of the level of their competition. So the reason I didn't move on it was I wasn't sure about their ability to separate. I think Charleston Southern wins this game. I think they should win this game. It's a nice buy low. Hearing Jimmy on it, hear him his points. I'm probably shopping this now. I think I might add Charleston Southern. I like this. I don't like not having the best line available for it, but if I don't move on it, it'll be something that I stare at live. And if a plus money line pops up, which it's basketball, runs of 10 points happen back and forth all the time, I probably click that button. I like Charleston Southern here a lot. I think you're in a good spot.
I love hearing that. My final spot of bets made in our last spot in college basketball.
This is like one of the few times that on CBB Analytics they have their own net rating system where like they rank each team, where you get Charleston Southern, a team that ranks better than Radford overall in conference at home, and they're laying such a short number. Anytime you see that, you have to lay almost 2 possessions. And that's just nobody would ever click that button with Charleston Southern if you put it at 4.5, 5.5.
No, I feel that. I know you got to go. I want your read on my last spot.
Give it to me, then I got to get out of here.
Okay, I'll hit this very quick here. USC Upstate, South Carolina Upstate Spartans here facing Longwood. This line, this one was the one I thought I was going to feel good about. I got the -2.5. I woke up this morning. It was a 4.5. I was like, good. Finally, it made sense getting in early. I beat the line. That's not the case. It's now a 1.5. This is the first meeting between these two teams. Longwood's coming in with 2 straight wins. One of them was at home over Charleston Southern in overtime. They beat up on Gardner-Webb, lost at Radford. They have lost, their last 3 road games. High Point, they lose by 13. UNC Asheville, they lose by 11. Radford, they lose just by 2 here. And I thought that this was a really good spot for SC Upstate. I wanted them first half more than anything else, and it wasn't available to me, and I'm very hesitant to double down right now. This team that's lost 3 straight games, they just lost at Gardner-Webb, and they've been sitting there for 6 days after losing to the worst team in the conference. 6 days. We saw what Greg Ivory did with the fucking Delta Devils with 9 days off. You have some time to practice, sit in the loss, and then bounce back. I really did prefer the first half, but I moved on the full game. I thought that the line was just going to, here's the Longwood Lancers 12-10, 4-3 in the Big South against South Carolina Upstate. That's 9-13, 1-6 Big South. That Longwood Lancers would just take money and take more money and more money. And the fact that I saw the 4.5, I was like, oh, I'm going to cash this. Now I'm not so sure. Take it away, your final thoughts here on the spot.
Weird line, suspicious line. Break this down specifically, just conference numbers, the overall net rating, 6.3 for Longwood, which is in the 74th percentile, versus minus 14.1 for USC Upstate, which is in the 9th percentile. Really huge difference. USC Upstate's offense, pretty poor. This isn't a team I've watched play a lot. I've seen Longwood play a couple games. But USC Upstate looks really bad on paper. Not a lot of good things to say about them. Longwood looks good on paper, especially among their conference opponents. They're in the green for everything, the upper percentiles for defensive rating, offensive rating, effective field goal percentage. They have almost 9% difference between USC Upstate and Longwood. I'd expect to see this number be a lot bigger than it is. I don't know what to make of it. I don't have a good read on these teams to add too much to this, other than something doesn't feel right about it to me.
Something doesn't feel right about it. And I was like, God, everybody's going to be on Longwood in this spot. Getting plus money. You're getting plus points to fade this terrible in-conference team that just lost to Gardner-Webb.
So everything I know about capping college basketball tells me USC Upstate wins this game handily.
We'll have to see here.
Because
but Spooner, thank you for your
the line
time.
should be the other way.
This line makes absolutely no sense. People are going to be lining up to be on Longwood all day. Spooner, I pop your X handle in the chat. Hit that link. Support our guy Morgan Spooner. Rock with them on the Sauce Network midnight throughout the week. Spooner,
Don't rock
thank
with
you for
me on
your
the
time.
Sauce Network. Come with me. Rock with me in San Antonio. Let's have a great time down there. I'm so excited. Looking forward to this. This is going to be a great time.
I can't wait, Spooner. Thank you for your time, my man. Any last words for the Capper Sporting Show?
No, go get that cash. Let's finish out this month strong. I'm really excited. Let's keep it going. Jimmy, you're going to turn things around. I know college basketball hasn't been great, but that just means the upswing's about to come.
God, I hope so. Nice to hear those words of confidence. It is time to get into the NBA. That is where we have been delivering here. I'll let Brizzy know that we are on NBA now. Even bad days right now in NBA are 2-2. I do understand that I got a little caught up with the fade of the Hornets, which was not a good look, but the Hawks were an absolute smash and grab. The Spurs completely took care of business, and I was pretty happy with the outcome of everything yesterday, despite adding the Mavericks late, which was a blunder. And I'm excited to cap the NBA card here right now. So we are Brizzy going to be joining us here shortly, but let's start setting the table because we have a big, beautiful NBA slate to attack. We also have a best bet from Ronnie Crawford. Best bet is in, and he's on the Denver Nuggets -7 in this one. Saturated, moving on to Kings of first half here. So let's start our setup. Perfect that we have our guy saturated moving on the Sacramento Kings first half, because that is our first game on the board. Sacramento Kings at Philadelphia 76ers. These Kings 12-36, 3-20 on the road. Sixers 25-21, 13-13 at home. We're at Xfinity Mobile Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Let's get the injury report up as well. Make sure we have all of the pertinent information. I know we haven't been talking a lot about cash flow. With the smaller schools, we're not entirely sure if it's helpful at all knowing it at this point in the afternoon. So we let it go in college basketball. We won't let it go here. Quentin Grimes, questionable. Paul George, probable. And Embiid, probable. So Embiid, George, Oubre, Edgecombe, and Tyrese Maxey. For the Kings, Westbrook out, Murray out, and Malik Monk, questionable. Schroeder, Levine, DeRozan, Achua, and Sabonis is your starting five. Saturated say Kings always fade in the second half. As we set our first game up, let's bring on our expert here on Thursdays as well as on Tuesdays, and the star of the Locker Room Talk podcast. Please welcome our guy, Billy Brisbane, to the show. Brizzy, how are you?
Doing good. Sorry about my tardiness. Had to get the drink and the doggy settled down and make sure she doesn't start fucking barking the whole entire time.
No worries. Welcome to the show, my man. Let's get this cash. We're seeing the board nice and clear right now in NBA, and I want more. You know, I don't think Sacramento played that bad in that loss to the Knicks, as Saturated is saying they fell apart late. Malek looking at Sabonis over 11.5 boards. This is just a bad basketball team. It just doesn't all work together. 6 straight losses for them here. And this is the first of a back-to-back with travel. This is also, tomorrow night in Boston. That'll be their third game in 4 nights. This is a tough travel schedule. Thursday at Philly, Friday at Boston, Sunday at Washington. It's not far in between games, but this is a tricky spot here. So let's take a look at the Sixers situation as well. We talked about the injury information with Westbrook out on the one side, and then Embiid, Paul George probable on the other side. We have the Sixers coming off the 139-122 victory at home over the Bucks. This is game 2 of a 3-game homestand. They face the Pelicans on Saturday. So there is the situation. Let's pull up the line history and the cash flow and hear how Brizzy is going to be attacking this one. While the NBA is loading here, why don't we touch on? Okay, no, maybe I can get there right now. Here, sorry, let me get over to NBA. And okay, here. So we'll use circa line movement here just for the first game, and then we can tie in the cash flow around it. Right now, circa has the Sixers minus 12. Minus 110. That's where they opened it at 10:02 p.m. last night. Moved to 11.5 for a minute, and it's back at 12. They have now Circa has 53% of the tickets and 71% of cash on the Sixers. Not moving the line at 12. Overall, though, on the board, they have 60% of tickets, 70% of cash on the Sacramento Kings. 67% of tickets on the under, 79% cash on the over. I am surprised that there would be anybody interested in these Kings. This total opened up at 228, got up to 230, dropped down to 228.5 again. This is all of this morning, and then back up to 229.5. Hit 230 twice here. Take it away for us, Brizzy. Our first game on the board, Kings, Sixers, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, the Kings have been kind of out of form. 6 straight losses, 4th game of a road trip, first of a back-to-back to go into TD Bank tomorrow. If the Sixers can kind of create some separation early in this game, I definitely think they're covering this number. Like, we see this time and time again on teams with a first half of a back-to-back. If there's like a 15-point lead, they end up closing up shop going into the fourth quarter, and then they end up getting blown out. Embiid looks the healthiest that he's looked in years. Maxi's been really good. We've been getting a lot of help from the role players. Kelly Oubre's been back in the lineup. Jared McCain had his best game of the season in the last one. Total-wise, I think this could go either way, depending on what type of Kings we're getting. Like, the Sixers and the Heat have the highest team totals on the card today, so I kind of lean towards the Sixers being, 120.5 kind of seems fat, though. No Russell Westbrook in for the Kings. It's like, I think the Sixers closes the highest team total, but if you gave me like a same-game parlay ticket, I would probably take the Sixers and the under. So kind of like, I think the Sixers are good money though today. It's just like, how do you want to bet it though? Do you want to use it as a money line parlay filler, or do you want to bet them double digits? Double digits wise, they don't have the best numbers, but this is the biggest spread of the day for a reason.
And this total is interesting. Urban Pope talking about it. Opened up at 228 at 8 a.m. This was a 231. You'd move 3 points, then 2 hours later, we're back at 229. Now we're at 230. I'm astonished that the odds logic board is telling us that tickets and cash are on Sacramento. Astonished. I'm so astonished that I do not believe it almost. If we go over here to...
I have the money on the Sixers, but I also live in the state of New Jersey.
Oh, I feel that. Let's just see. I'd be very curious to see here. Wow. Even on action, they're saying 61 and 61 on Sacramento. Oh, my God. a public double-digit road dog. I mean, that is astonishing here that would be the case. All right, let's roll on. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board. If I'm sitting here thinking everybody's backing, I mean, I don't even understand. I wouldn't even get the angle.
I don't get the angle either. Like, what would be the angle? I mean, like, the Sixers have looked damn near the best that they looked in a while. Like, and Embiid's out here fucking catching alley-oops and doing dunks and shit like that. He's looking real healthy.
You know, we talked about that spot where they had to go play Charlotte out of nowhere in the middle of these, two home.
Yeah, in the middle of the day, like, that was a terrible spot. That's kind of like a throwaway spot for me here. I mean, if these are like out of conference games that the Sixers need to get W's in, it's just, are they going to cover a fucking 12-point line? I mean, it's probably why you see money on Sacramento. I mean, the Sharps are always going to try to bet the big spreads.
I mean, it's not like the books care. It's not like we're moving a point and a half or anything on the other way. I don't know what to do with that. If we get to like 5 o'clock tonight and the Kings are a public road dog, well, I'm gonna fade it. Urban Pope saying 11.5 is a lot. Dan Kelly says there's a report they're talking Giannis for Maxey.
Cap.
Okay, let's roll. Let's roll. We roll on. Great to have Dan Kelly in the house, my man. Lucky Lefty looking at Embiid double-double. Godfather looking at Sabonis double-double. Edgecombe over 20.5 PRA. Fernando Mendoza says Kings team total over 120.5 is the only way I can back the Kings. Let's roll on. Next up for us, Milwaukee Bucks and Washington Wizards. Going over my numbers or my record, the Washington Wizards have been very good to me. Very good. I know it's a sickening feeling to press the button for them, but it's been very, very good. Let's discuss the situation, but let's start with who is in and who is.
You gotta start off with Amazon Prime national TV game, Milwaukee Bucks, Washington Wizards. You gotta sell the people a little bit here, Jim.
It's an easy sell, man.
I mean, this is national TV, man. I mean, when's the last time you seen the Wizards on national TV?
Oh God. Yeah, hopefully it won't for a long time after this. We have a late edition. Oh, no, it's not a late edition. So he couldn't practice yesterday. So Alex Sarr couldn't practice yesterday because he was sick.
Yeah, that's what's keeping me off of this game a little bit.
It makes sense because you already have Bagley out.
I mean, look at the Wizards. You got Vucevic, who got hurt a couple of weeks ago. You got Bagley out. Sarr's out. If Sarr's out, who the fuck are they about to play at center? Keyshawn George? I mean, I don't think he's going to play center, though. He's going to play a lot of power forward minutes, him and Bilal Coulibaly, but I really don't know what's up with this front court situation where it kind of makes me kind of lean towards the Bucks.
Oh, Danny's saying that the Sixers actually want to pair Giannis and Embiid with Maxey. Okay, I feel that. My man. And it's great to have you here, Dan. Thankful to have you here. Yeah, man, he's the real deal. So we have the Bucks off of 3 straight losses, really playing poor basketball. But
it's just the rumors. Like every time you click ESPN, they're talking about what team is Giannis going to.
I don't like some of the makeup of this squad, and I don't like Doc coaching them, and I despise Cole Anthony. I
think Doc should hang it up, right, Ben? I mean, like, what more is he looking for here?
Success? God, he's not being good. We have Porter out, Harris out, and Antetokounmpo out. Cole, questionable. So the starting 5, Rollins, Green, Kuzma, Portis, and Miles Turner here. We have the Wizards coming off that 115-111 victory at home over Portland. This team is, out there battling, out there trying. The Bucks are Washington tonight, and then they play Boston on Sunday. I hear what you're saying. Sarr is such a big piece to the puzzle here for the Wizards, especially with Bagley out. So here, that was a long losing streak that was snapped by the Wizards, 9-game losing streak, but there was a lot of covering going on during that streak. And so now this is game 2 versus Milwaukee. The problem is that tomorrow night the Lakers come to town. LeBron comes to town, and the place probably sells out. I wonder if this is a spot to fade Washington. This total is a 222.5. I've almost never fade them. I don't fade terrible teams very often. Open up at 225.5, got 226.5. Now we're all the way down to 222.5. Maybe that is implying that Thur will not be in the lineup. We have Milwaukee opening up at -3. Get to 2.5 now to 2. Look, a nasty Nate on Bucks second quarter. Don Play says he trusts the Wizards more than the Bucks. And then when we get to the cash flow for this spot here, we have 60% of tickets, 62% of cash on Washington, 86% of tickets, 89% cash on the under. I mean, I don't have to just, I want action, but I don't have to bet this garbage fire. Maybe that's what I should do. But do you think, Brizzy, psychologically, that this is a look-ahead spot for the Wizards, excited to have the Lakers come to town on Friday night?
Not really a look-ahead. It's just one of those rare times that, like, we've seen Washington in these spots before. Washington coming in off a win this year, 3-7 ATS. The Bucks have looked as bad as ever. I mean, 3 bad losses. 2 of them were by double digits. I don't personally watch ESPN, but I watched Australian Open, and the last Australian Open match is at 5 a.m., and then that kind of leads into the ESPN. So nonchalantly, as I'm waking up, I'm like seeing like every time you watch ESPN, they're talking about Giannis something. So like that has to be a huge distraction for this team. Eventually, though, I feel like they're going to get one of these wins here. Thur being questionable is huge for the Wizards, as their front court depth is just really thin with no Bagley or Vucevic. So I kind of leave Milwaukee on the money line. If there was a player prop hope for the Wizards here, I like Keyshawn George over 17.5 points, -118. He's played a lot more of a scoring role recently for the Wizards, over 17.5 points in 6 of his last 10. And then narrative street for Keyshawn George for this one would be Milwaukee was supposed to draft Keyshawn George, but they ultimately passed on him. So I think he's going to look to light it up tonight on national TV here. I kind of want to see what Alexander Thur is going to do before I even bet this game, though, because it's such a drastic piece. Like, if this line went from 2.5 to 4.5, I really wouldn't give a fuck. I would still bet Milwaukee. It's just like, if he's in the lineup, then I'm probably just going to pass on this game in general and kind of lean towards Washington. I don't want to use the word lean, but I just don't see there being financial value in this game. If Alexander Thur is in, if he's out, I'm betting Milwaukee. I really don't care about the star player being out. In theory, they don't have any centers. And if there's one thing that Milwaukee does have is Miles Turner and company. Miles Turner, Bobby Portis. They should be able to really command the usage in this one. Kyle Kuzma. There's one thing that you'll say about this Bucks lineup is they're really long. No Diddy. You gotta throw that in there, man. You know, and somebody clips it and then puts it on Twitter. Nah, I said it before you said it.
No Diddy in slow motion. You know, I think this. I think that Alexander Thur is sitting, you know, and going, I don't feel well, and Lakers are coming to town tomorrow night. I'd rather play in that basketball game. So I think that
this is national TV, though. I don't think the Lakers game is on national TV. This is Amazon Prime. They just signed that deal this year with Amazon Prime.
Oh, you're right. That's an important point. I'm with you. I want the Bucks. I had them against Portland. Didn't have them on the money line. I'm just okay. Right?
They didn't really play bad against the Sixers. The Sixers just kind of shot out of their ass in that game. I mean, like, it was somewhat of a close game, and the Sixers just started lighting it up in the second half, scoring-wise. It was just like, if the Sixers are going to hit 23s in a quarter, I mean, probably not exactly 20, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if they're going to light it up like that from the three-point line, then the Bucks are just going to get beat. They don't have the scoring for that. And this game against Washington, I mean, 222.5 total tells you your scoring is going to come at a premium here. It feels like Milwaukee can win those type of games. Like this total is more catered towards a Milwaukee game, in my opinion.
Fernando says, and Bucks got the Celtics next. They do, but it's not tomorrow. So it does make it a little different. I mean, again, you know what? Let's go over the action and see if they also have the 52% and 54 on the Wizards. We get to the money line. See, that's the thing. 61 to 58 on the Bucks, and this line's not moving there. Spencer Hicks in the house. What up, Spence? Shitty NBA slate. Man, one man's trash, another man's treasure. I can talk bum fights all day long. Dutch boy fresh in the house. What up, Dutchy?
I actually like this card. This is a good offering of games. I mean, you got a good selection, and a lot of the lines are similar, so you don't have to like love one spot. And I gotta look for this vape. Should I leave my camera on? I mean, like I'm gonna be in the same exact room. It's gonna be like 10 inches away.
Sorry, say it again. You need what?
The cigarettes.
Oh yeah. Go do your thing. Right? Go do your thing. It's all good, man.
I gotta find this vape.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's roll though. Let's roll here. Why would I guess? Okay, so look, I see that the Bucks are sitting here, losers of 6 of their last 7, and they've been bad, and now they have no Giannis. But what could people be seeing in Washington other than making money off of them? Because I know a lot of us have been. But what could they see in Washington? Why would is it just a simple fade? Is it simple? Is just a simple fade here? Oh, we got Brizzy back in business here.
I don't get. I think it's more of the public sentiment of the Bucks. Like I'm telling you, Jim, I don't watch ESPN. I don't give a fuck about ESPN. But ESPN has nonchalantly been on because the Australian Open comes on so late. Every fucking morning I wake up and it's on in the background. It's a Giannis thing in the fucking article thing. It's like, that's got to be super distracting to the point where you got to be frustrated enough to start winning the basketball game. I feel like this is like the most Milwaukee spot of Milwaukee spots is just, why is this game on national television? It's kind of throwing me off because I get it. The Lakers come in town tomorrow, but why are the Wizards on national television? And do we count Amazon Prime as national television? Like, there's just a lot of questions. Is Alexander Sarr going to play this game? Because if Alexander Sarr doesn't play, Milwaukee can go up to -4.5, 5.5, and I wouldn't be shocked.
You know, I'm going to bet the Milwaukee Bucks on the money line right now. I'm going to bet them right now, -130. I'm betting them right now. But I will not bet them actually right this second. I'll wait till Brizzy breaks down Rockets Hawks. So, but I'm going to move right now. I want the Bucks. Let's roll. 8 p.m. Eastern here. Houston Rockets 28-16, 12-13 on the road at the Atlanta Hawks, 24-25, 9-13 home State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, the Hawks on the second half of a back-to-back. It was a beauty casher yesterday, man. It was just perfect. Not only was it perfect, I didn't even bet this out, and I'm getting so good at that. I'm done. Like I've cleaned up my live action so well. So I don't care that Boston are wonderful live bets. I didn't move on them live, despite huge opportunities to, because I'm only going to either be on my side or move live on sharp sides. And so that's I'm cleaning up my game because 2 years ago, even a year ago, I could have possibly moved on the Celtics live, which I didn't do. So we have the Rockets coming off a second half of back-to-back in a disappointing effort, losing 111-99 to the Spurs, being in complete control. We were all on the Spurs. So it was a nice...
Such a weird game. It was like I fell asleep at halftime, woke up around then the fourth quarter, and was like, damn, what the fuck happened? And I had to watch the condensed version of the game, and it was just like, I don't know, it looked like Wemby got hurt in the first quarter, and then it was like a big scare, and then he kind of was like, okay, and then they started whooping their ass.
Sengun got hurt.
This injury report in this game is dog shit. I mean, Sengun's hurt. Cheka Okongwu has a orbital fracture. He's out. Jalen Johnson has a left calf tightness and is listed as questionable. And if there's one injury news report thing that I actually do pay attention to, it's the calf soreness. Calf and hamstrings are nothing to play with, and I would not be shocked if he's out tonight. And you know what the rule is in sports betting for the NBA, especially for the Atlanta Hawks. No Jalen Johnson, no Billy Brisbane on the Atlanta Hawks. So it's like, I guess by default, I'm on the Rockets. But honestly, you name all these people on the injury news report, the under might be the bet. I mean, it feels like LJ has been telling us for like a month now the Rockets are under machines. And I thought I was going to be on Atlanta. Looked at injury news report. Nah, I'm good. This is a pass game for me. Houston or nothing.
Well, I think Houston should be bet. They open up.
Yeah, but if Sengun's out,
well, I'm going to bet him, expecting Sengun out.
I mean, the line's probably going to go down.
But what if Sengun and Jalen Johnson are both out?
Then it probably stays where it is right now.
I mean, what's more important, Sengun to the Rockets or
Jalen Johnson to the Hawks
and Okongwu being out? And if Johnson plays, he's not at 100. I think this is a Rockets bet. They got down to 3, and they were at 3. So this was a flat 3.
It went up to as high as 5.5 for a quick second, and then the Sengun injury news report thing came out, and it went back down to 3.5.
Let's get into one thing about NBA, and I feel like I have to say it every show, but I can completely understand not wanting to do what Brizzy and I are doing right now, and filter through all the injury news, all the corruption, all the shit, and that's fine. But it's been very fruitful doing it, and I enjoy it very much. This doesn't annoy me at all. It's paying out. It's working, and
it's just the NBA.
Yeah, and so I feel like I got to stick up for it all the time. Look, we get it. It's corrupt and there's issues, but
hey, it's less corrupt than college basketball right now. Like college basketball is openly saying we are rigging basketball games, and we are still deciding to bet on this sport every day. I'm out. I've lowered my college basketball volume tremendously over the last month.
Dutch is on the Rockets -3.5. I've been impressed with KD on the second half of these back-to-backs. It's not that he's putting up like monster numbers, but he's just, ready to go. The last back-to-back, he had played 44 minutes at Philly, and then he played 41 at Detroit, put up 32 points. I mean, I don't want that one to get too cut up in my head. The one before that, he played 37 at home versus the Thunder. Next night he plays 40 and goes for 39 versus Minnesota.
I mean, how many of these games are national TV games? KD isn't going to look soft on national television. He's going to go hard.
I don't want to bet player props, but let's just see what happened to him last night. He only takes 4 threes. He goes 8 of 17 from the field, 24 points in 36 minutes. Not a bad game.
If anything, I like Kevin Durant's rebounds. I mean, 5.5 rebounds at -162. The market's telling you he's going to have to play big tonight.
Let me just see what I'm going to get here. Okay, I said I was going to make a bet on that other game, and here I am focused on this, but 26.5. Yeah, I don't think I want to get involved. I expect him to play well. I guess taking the Rockets.
I like the rebounds. If Sengun's out, KD's probably playing center. They don't have Adams. Adams is already out. Who's playing center for the Rockets tonight if Sengun's out? Him and Jabari Smith?
Get Capella out there, man.
Clint Capella is not playing more than 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes max. Clint Capella is, I mean, revenge game for Clint Capella. Atlanta shipped him off like he wasn't jack shit. So, I mean, I guess I could see the angle, but I like Kevin Durant over 5.5 rebounds. It's damn. FanDuel's the only sports book that has it at 5.5. Everywhere 6.5. So I'm probably going to bet this. They opened up at -122 and it went up to -162. 6.5. There's some places like Bet365 have this at 6.5 at -115. So I think KD's going to rebound tonight if Sengun's out.
Okay. Sorry, so much to go over here. Are you making this official here, Brizzy, my man?
Yeah, but let's switch around the market and see if I can get better odds than that.
Okay, so KD rebounds and it's over 5.5. We're looking for the best lines available. I'm with Dutch here. I think this is a Rockets bet. And shout out to our guy LJ from H-Town. For those of you joining us late, he has no internal injuries, dealing with a concussion. He's banged up and coming home tonight. So it's a really, we're very thankful and need him home and Nadia.
Those morning videos always get the day started for me, you know. And you click on the Twitter, you hear LJ hit you with the little morning play. It just sends off good vibes and good energy. Makes you start to get
a lot of time on your Twitter yesterday, Brizzy, because I was cleaning up all the records, and good God, was I on your Twitter for 2 hours or so.
I mean, my Twitter is pretty degenerate. I got to send you over all the record stuff, though. It's like sitting in a bunch of fucking documents.
I have everything that's been tweeted out, everything you've done on our shows. You haven't been tweeting out the Low Shack shows. So
I send more stuff in Discord, shouts to the Silver and Gold members, than I do on Twitter. My Twitter has become more of a echo chamber for my thoughts.
Well, it's all good. We're all good. I'm with Dutch. I'm going to move on the Rockets here. I'm going to move on the Bucks. I'd like to get these bets in right now. I fear them moving at this point. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board, 8 p.m. Eastern. Got Dizzy Donuts in the house. Let's get this money. Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls. Nice having Dutch Boy Fresh, Dan Kelly. We got some NBA cappers running with us right now. Saturated. Let's make this money, man. Let's break down this card beautifully. We have Heat Bulls, our next spot on the board here. That Pacers, with a 2-point line yesterday, that was that fishy ass line. I should have figured it out and been on the Pacers. I was afraid to. I wasn't on the Bulls, but I should have sussed that out and made money off of it. I'm pissed off that I didn't. The Heat coming off that 133-124 loss at home to Orlando. Another perfect example of line did not make sense. How did the Heat open up -2.5 when they were 15-7 at the time at home against a team that was 9-13 on the road? It didn't make any sense whatsoever. If I was better, I would have been on Orlando. I felt very difficult to understand how they were going to take care of business, and yet they did. Unfortunately, what we've seen so far with these lines that don't make sense is it's saving me money, not necessarily making money. But let's roll here. Let's set this one up. Heat Bulls. This is a makeup game from January 8th. That was just a terrible performance defensively by the Heat last night. This is a tough spot, heading up to Chicago, and Chicago gets the much easier travel from Indiana. Not that either travel is very hard. Bulls coming off their second straight loss. Let's see who is going to be in the lineup here. We have Giddey questionable, Smith probable. On the other hand, Mitchell Hero out, Khalil probable, Storm and Norman probable. Let's get a better idea on Giddey here. Let me get a better idea on Giddey. We have Spenny Pendergrass on Jaquez, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, plus 220. We have, I don't think Giddey plays.
Yeah, that kind of throws a whole entire caveat to the handicap.
I don't think he plays. I hate, adding that into the then
I don't blame you. I mean, when you cap the NBA, you gotta play doctor. I swear to God, like, and I don't think Giddy plays tonight, and that's why I haven't moved on the Chicago Bulls. Because if he was in, I would move on Chicago here in this spot. I mean, both teams kind of find themselves in similar situations. Second halves of back-to-backs. Bulls coming off of a game that they should have won last night. And then the Heat blew that game versus Orlando last night, very reminiscent of what the Rockets did against the Spurs. Their first meeting, Chicago beat the Heat. I mean, the Heat beat Chicago 143-107. So seeing this line at a pick'em makes me want to bet the Bulls. I mean, they don't give a fuck about what happened in that history at all.
What date was that game?
That game was – it wasn't recent. It was in November. So It was a while ago. But the 40-point blowout, and then they're going to have this game at a pick'em. Like, I feel like this line should be if the books were saying Miami was the side, I feel like this line would be higher. It wouldn't be like a straight-up pick'em. But, I mean, I don't really want to fuck around and find out. But I would be – it would be Chicago for me, but – too many external things that don't relate to basketball reasons is why I'm off of it. Like, I'm not trying to play the Josh Giddey, is he in or is he out type of game.
See, okay, so there's a couple things you'd need to get over. First off, you'd need to get over, I'm getting the ass end of the line. You have to get over that. There's this open up at +1.5 yesterday afternoon. But again, a lot had to go down. You know, it's not like you want to bet the second half of back-to-backs before the first game's being played. So I don't mind that. Then we have this line now moving back to the Bulls. I think this line is extremely telling because the Heat are 10-15 on the road. The Bulls are 15-10 at home. I think it's telling us that Giddey is not going to be in the lineup. I think I need to move on all these games now, man. I mean, I can get a nice -2 for not expensive at all. God, I can get a 1.5 for not expensive at all. Wow. Chris Warren said Chicago opened at 2.5. I got them at 1.5. Fernando Mendoza looking at Bulls under. Chris Warren got the Heat +2.5. Beautiful work, Chris. That was Chris. What time did you bet that? If you don't mind me asking. Look, I think I need to get in on these games now, right now. Bill Siebert looking at the Bills. The Bills were +2.5 a Hard Rock. Oh, thank you, Bill. The Bulls. Sorry, the Bills. Bill Siebert on me. The Bulls. Wow. Okay, but they're not 2.5. Oh, the Bulls are 2.5 on Hard Rock right now. Is what you mean? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm tripping a little bit. Okay, I'm going to move on these bets right now. Here, I want to just get them in. Okay, so let's.
I mean, I don't want to go out of order, but if we pull up Brooklyn Nuggets, I can ramble off for a pretty long time about that game.
It's okay. Let's just stick with the plan here and stay in chronological order. We got all the graphics set up. I'm going to start getting these bets in as we break these games down. So that means that I'm going to be on the Bucks, the Rockets, and the Heat, 3 road teams. That makes me a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. Let's roll on. Our next spot is Hornets, Mavericks. Now, I really screwed up the Hornets Grizzlies breakdown yesterday and cost money. Hornets now won 4 straight games and playing, I don't know, their best ball since grandma was a power forward, man. We have Mavericks losers of 2 straight. They looked hideous last night. And I guess that should be expected, with the injuries that they were dealing with. I just thought I expected more out of Williams, honestly. I was pretty pissed off. Cooper Flag back for this. So Williams questionable, Thompson probable. So you have Thompson and Cooper Flag back for this. Miller probable here. Grant Williams out, KJ Simpson out, Plumlee out. That's all fine. LaMelo Ball, Knuppel, Miller, Bridges, Diabate is your starting 5 there. And then the Hornets coming off yet another impressive win. Yet another, back-to-back double-digit wins. But the Mavericks are going to be more than, didn't have to travel. Again, that was saturated. Yes, I was not talking about my grandma Francis. I was talking about Larry Johnson.
I kind of like them. I'm. There's a narrative, or I should say, a situation that to monitor in this one that I definitely feel like is a huge factor into the handicap. You got the two former Duke Blue Devils, Colin Knippel and Cooper Flagg, going up against each other. And Cooper was raising his hand and saying, basically, I'm trying to play in this game. That tells me he's trying to get at him tonight. I mean, you look at this Charlotte team. The Charlotte teams look really good. I mean, since their national TV loss against Cleveland, which was a pretty embarrassing first half, they had 4 straight wins, and it's time to stop thinking about them as like a tanking team. And they're kind of in that playing range with the way the Eastern Conference landscape is right now. I thought Cooper had hit a rookie wall, but I think this is a spot that he's going to play really well tonight. We've seen spots where Cooper Flagg has put up 40-something fucking points against the Utah Jazz, and they still lost. So it's like I don't want those two things to correlate, but I think Cooper Flagg has a really good game tonight. I think Dallas is going to be in the fight for this one, and I'm staying away from the total. This total looks super sketchy. I mean, open up 231.5, and I'm seeing 226, but that's probably Cooper Flagg related injury news, so we'll probably see this total tick back up throughout the day. That's just a prediction on the total, but I think I'm gonna. It's Cooper Flagg or nothing for me here. And I think if it's Cooper Flagg or nothing for me, it might be Dallas or nothing for me. But if Dallas wins this game, Cooper Flagg is definitely scoring 20 points.
So I have the huge red light stop sign here for me on Dallas, and right now, the thought process I have behind the game is obviously going on with the public. 79% of the tickets and 91% of the cash on Dallas, expecting to bounce back with Cooper Flagg back, and Clay back, and yet the line's moving towards Charlotte, which means this is Charlotte or it's no bet.
I don't think this market has fully reached its development of the full point yet. The Cooper Flagg being ruled in is very new news.
No, you're right. It's not the marinated fully, but still, it's told me enough. So
it's not something I'm putting my flag and dyeing my hat for. It's just some food for thought to think about for a Charlotte-Dallas game. There's a game that I like way more. I like the Brooklyn Nets and Denver Nuggets game. That's going to be primetime television. If you got NBA League Pass, or if you got one of those NBA crack streams or whatever, pull that shit up, because that Brooklyn Nets Denver game is going to be bonkers tonight.
All right, let me just move this over here. That 1.5's gone now for the Bulls. It looks like I'll probably have to move on a 2. I'll check out a couple different books. Bill Siebert looking at Flagg over 20.5. Is that what you were leaning towards there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to use the word lean. Cooper Flagg, 19.5 points, minus 132 at FanDuel. Somebody in the chat said when FanDuel has the best line, it's always a bad sign. I don't agree with that, because the primary book I use is FanDuel, and FanDuel's a weird book where I call it like an office. So you got to open up every fucking drawer and open up all the filing cabinets, because sometimes on FanDuel, the same exact print of the player prop is cheaper if you go to a different section of it. So for example, if you look at Kevin Durant's rebounds under the rebound section, it's cheaper if you go to player prop rebound 6+ and then look under there. FanDuel's weird like that. You got to really open up all the folders in the drawer to get the best prices. Sometimes somebody's line will move, but then if you look at the alt lines, their alt line is what their regular line should be at. So it's a weird book. You got to do weird shit like that. They don't want you to click the obvious.
Oh, I'm getting that 1.5 again. These lines are moving all over the place. We've had another line move slightly towards the Hawks, so we're getting a nice number on the Rockets, basically what Dutch got, that 3.5. Okay, Let's roll on to the next spot. I'm going to be off of that Mavericks game. Let's roll into our next spot on the board here. Billy Brisbane joining us. Pub Sports Radio. 3 games left in the National Basketball Association to put a bow on today's card. 9 p.m. Eastern. The Brooklyn Nets 12-33, 6-16 on the road. Denver Nuggets 31-16, 12-9 at home. We're at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. So MPJ here, I guess, is the story. Let's take a look at the expectations. So Williams, Thomas, Highsmith, Demon, and Clowney all out.
It's the MPJ show for real. It's him and nobody else.
It feels that way, man. And Valanciunas and Murray probable here, so they will be in. But Jokic, Johnson, Gordon, Brown all out. Let's set this one up here. We have the Nets coming off the 106-102 loss at Phoenix. We cashed with them. Against the Celtics. We picked our spot. We faded them when they went to the Knicks. We've really handled them well here so far. Except I was on the under in that Boston-Brooklyn Nets game that went to double overtime and would have cashed if it hadn't. Very upsetting, but these things happen. The Denver Nuggets here off of a 109-107 loss at home to the Pistons. Was on them.
That was good money. That was good money. I mean, I feel like both of these teams have been putting money in my pocket in good spots. But who's in a better spot today?
Kelly McKinnon says Charlotte on the island alone. I think, Kelly, that's clearly the sharp side at this point. Because at this point, we'll see where it ends up. But at this point, as Brizzy's saying, you want that market to marinate longer. But so here we go. That was an impressive performance by the Nuggets. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one.
That was a game they should have actually really beat the Pistons outright. They kind of blew that game at the final seconds. Shout out to Jamal Murray, was playing really hard. And you can kind of say the same exact thing about the Nets against Phoenix. I had Phoenix in the under as a same game parlay, and that one got a little bit sweaty at the end there.
Jamal Murray's free throw shooting there at the end of the game was absolutely atrocious, absolutely horrible. If he
tell me, didn't that look rigged though? Tell me, didn't that look rigged though? Denver Nuggets most bet money line of the day for an underdog. It was like the underdog most bet money line. So people were so shot out they were betting the money line and not the spread. If you had the spread plus 7.5 on Denver, it was a fucking no sweat cash. It was like, I don't give a fuck what happens to these free throws. Let's just not go into overtime.
I wanted him to miss one of those. I just couldn't believe he screws up from the foul line and then he gets another chance. Then he gets another chance at the end of the game. I was just astonished.
I was so happy. I was thinking in my head, I was like, and I did think about betting Denver money line first. I'm glad I just stuck to the 7.5. But I can kind of see the reason why I bring up that story is I could see the same exact shit happening in this game. If you remember how the first game went, it was a couple days after New Year's, and Denver went into Brooklyn without Jokic, and they got fucking smacked. Like, Brooklyn was out there hooping, or I should say Michael Porter Jr. was out there hooping. Michael Porter Jr. had 27 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He was out here trying to get it, and I think that's the same exact scenario tonight. Going into Denver here, I'm never an advocate of the Brooklyn Nets. I do not like the Brooklyn Nets, but this is low-key like the one-man show. Look at that lineup. I mean, his usage rating has to be absurd tonight in this game. This is one of the rare times that I think you can be comfortable backing one of the worst teams in the league. Both teams are on the front end of a back-to-back. Brooklyn going into Utah tomorrow. So that game in Utah tomorrow is an absolute shit show spot for them that you do not want to back Brooklyn tomorrow. And then Denver has the LA Clippers coming into town. The Clippers have been one of the hottest teams in the league. So lowest total on the board. If you want to stay off the side, I think this is a certified under 209.5. Under. Like, this is like the most under of unders ever. So it's like I gotta separate my excitement and figure out how I'm gonna get to some cash, because you see a total that opens up at 214 and it goes down to 209.5. Screams under. And this game also screams Nets +7. People are going to parlay up the Nuggets just blindly, not even knowing like this. Maybe they do know about this scenario and they don't give a fuck. And they're just saying the Brooklyn Nets are the worst team in the league. I mean, if you look at Michael Porter Jr.'s player props tonight, 25 plus -140, 30 plus +190. He had a double-double in that first meeting. You can look at his double-double prop tonight, +400 on Michael Porter Jr. double-double. He's going to have to do everything. It's him, Deron Sharp, and Nicholas Claxton, and nobody else. Like, that is the one worry, is Jamal Murray could definitely go off for like 30 in this game, and the Nuggets could just win this game outright. So I will not be betting the Nets money line, but I definitely think the Nets can backdoor cover this game, and this game is definitely going under the total. I wouldn't even mind a same-game parlay of Michael Porter Jr. 20+ and just the under on the game. You'll probably get better odds just for negative correlation of the two. This is definitely a game that I'm going to be looking to attack tonight. Make sure you guys check out the Discord because I'll probably have a couple plays on this one.
I like it. It makes sense here. It makes sense. I've moved on 3 bets, all at 365. I'll pop them here in the chat. Honestly, it's so funny how you can just look at your action and have an idea whether it's not the kind of action I want to have. When I look at when I'm on dogs that I believe in, generally speaking, I do a better job, but I will pop it here in the chat as soon as I can. I know it's frozen right now, but I have I'll just tell you guys here before I can put them in. I'm on the Bucks money line -130, Rockets -3.5, -115, Heat -2 at -110. I got them all at 365. I could have got that 1.5 at -120. It doesn't make sense, I don't think, to pay the 10 cents here. We've had this big move to the under. It's too big of a move from 214 down to 209.5 for me, although I do completely understand it. This line's moving pretty quickly to the Nuggets at -7. I think this all makes sense to me. It got up to 7.5 and back to 7. Is MPJ and Ronnie Crawford says Nuggets by 10. This is a spreadsheet play today. I mean, is MPJ enough? Don't you think the Nuggets step up here and cover this?
I kind of want to play my flag here and say I think MPJ's enough here. I mean, it's not like this is like the normal Nuggets roster here. This is the shell of the Nuggets. First half of a back-to-back, got Clippers coming into town tomorrow. I mean, that's not a rivalry, but much of a rivalry as a rivalry is going to get going in the 7 games last year in the playoffs and sending the Clippers back home. Like their focus could be on both games, like not both games, but like this is like the Super Bowl for the Nets. This is just a regular season game for the Nuggets. And because of that, I like the Nets over the Nuggets.
You think Drake Powell and Terrence Mann care about this basketball game?
I think Michael Porter Jr. cares about this basketball game.
You think his teammates care about him for him?
Yes, they're gonna put. Yes, that's how the first game went. The first game went 127, 115. They played at Brooklyn. Michael Porter Jr. had 27 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Went the fuck off. They beat them by 12. I don't think they're gonna beat them outright, but I don't think that you should put this spread at 7.5. If I would line this game, I would put this game at like 4.5 or 3.5 for Denver. Like, how does Denver just go from being like basically like short dogs to now laying points more than 5.5 at home? Like, the Nets have been backdoor covering a bunch of fucking spreads. I mean, they almost beat the Suns outright. The Suns are the best ATS covering team in the league.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see every dollar at all on the Nuggets. 56% of tickets, 70% of cash. I imagine if I went to Action, they'll tell me where the public is, and let's see what they. Oh God, everything. Oh, here we go. Oh, they have us at. Yeah. Oh no, that's not. That's wrong. It's money line. Sorry, let me go over the spread. They have 66 and 60. Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna need more time on this. I mean, because I think psychologically that Michael Porter Jr. wants to send a message, but it's not. It wouldn't be a surprise if the Nuggets want to send him one too. But and Don Play said likes the Nuggets team as dogs, not favorites. I get it. Let's roll on.
It's more of a price thing, Jim. I mean, like, you're telling me the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder are the same exact price tag today? Like, what the fuck are we doing here, bro?
That doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me too much that they have the same price tag. I mean, you have Thunder on the road against a team that desperately wants to send them a message. I mean, Minnesota 16-8 at home. Thunder are 17-5 on the road. The Brooklyn Nets are 6-16 on the road against Nuggets team that's 12-9 at home. I mean, I think it makes sense, but I understand. I think trepidation is a fine quality to have here. I don't need to rush this.
Denver looks like a potential parlay shitter, in my opinion. Like, if you look at these night games, because I think the public's going to like Minnesota. They see people, but I don't want to preview that game, but people see OKC has not been an ATS cash cow. That it feels like you could bet the points against OKC in every game and make money. And then what happens tonight? OKC smacks Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, we have teams on the first leg of a back-to-back. NBA is going to be the big crux of tomorrow's show. Let's roll on. Let's roll on here. It will be all interested to see what MPJ action you have. And let's roll. Let's move on. Pistons, Suns, 9 p.m. Eastern, Mortgage Matchup Center in Phoenix, Arizona. So the Pistons, after playing Phoenix, they go to San Francisco. They play the Warriors tomorrow night. The Suns stay home and host the Cavaliers tomorrow night. So both teams on the first half of a back-to-back. Pistons come in off, as we talked about, barely getting past Denver 109-107. That was on Tuesday. The Spurs come in. The Suns come in off the 106-102 victory at home over Brooklyn. So we cashed fading both of these teams just 2 nights ago. Dougie Wise, free bands play is the Pistons -4. And Saturday says was leaning on this Nuggets team when everyone was fading him after the Joker injury. Ask him to cover -7.5 is a different story. I think that's a very astute thing to say. Let's copy and paste our guy Dougie Wise's action. Ronnie Lofton moving on. Gillespie over 22.5 PRA. And Spenny penny bumps on Cade and Duran double parlay at +230. Let's set up the line history for this one and hand it over to Brizzy. We have Detroit sitting here -4, -110. Opened up at 4.5, got up to 5. Now we're at a 4. It's much easier back-to-back, obviously, for the Suns. This total opened up at 212, is now at 214.5. Got up to 215.5. The problem is, and Ron Lofton pointed out, Ronnie, I called you out yesterday or the day before because the only reason why I was on the Brooklyns because you were in my head. The Suns are just not finishing basketball games right now without Booker in the lineup. Green and Gillespie are questionable. Let's take a closer look and see what the thought process is behind them. LeVert is the only one out for the Pistons, so we know that lineup is pretty much
I know that they didn't cover against the Nets, but I thought that was still a good performance considering if you look at the record for the Phoenix Suns without Devin Booker in their lineup, it's like 1-4, and the 4 losses are like 20-point blowout losses. And like they've only went over 100 points in like one of those games. So the fact that they even won the game outright is I would say an accomplishment if you've gone 1-4 without Booker. Well, now 2-4 without Booker.
I'm a little uncomfortable with both. I'm uncomfortable with injury issues on the game one of a back-to-back. Like, Green doesn't need to have a full practice in before he can come back. So he could come back tonight. So could Gillespie. Gillespie coming up missing his first game of the year. I don't like that kind of hanging over the game. Taking a look at the cash flow. 50% oh wow, it just moved. Wow, big move. 52% of the tickets, 68% of the cash is on the Phoenix Suns. 78 on the under, 77 on the under. I guess the more I sit with it, the more this is. I hate Detroit having to travel after. I guess I lean towards Detroit. I don't know if I can bet it. Take it away, Brizzy. Your thoughts here.
Yeah, I guess I'm with the public there because I kind of like Phoenix. I mean, very similar situation here for the Pistons. Like their last game being road favorites with them being one of the top teams in the East is like they're just going to lay points for majority of their games. So it's like I'm not looking to bet on the Pistons too much. It's not like the most profitable angle. I mean, they're just going to be expensive nowadays. And the Suns have low-key been a cash cow, leading the NBA in covers this season, 30, 15, and 2 ATS, 10 and 5 ATS, last 15 games as underdogs, 3-0 straight up as home underdogs this season. My eyes would tell me the Pistons, but the stats are telling me the Suns, so I'm just going to stay off of this game.
Huh. Yeah,
I mean, those are pretty strong numbers. 30 and 15 and 2 ATS, best ATS covering team in the NBA. 10 and 15 ATS, or 10 and 5 ATS last 15 games as underdogs. 3-0 straight up as home underdogs this season. Like I don't want to find out.
I can easily put a line through that without Booker in the lineup.
Yeah, but that's why it's like those look cool and the stats look cool, but do those stats have Booker out? Because the games that Booker's out, it's hard to really gauge because they played really good fucking basketball teams when Booker is out of the lineup. So it's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. I made money on the Suns in the last game. I don't think I'm going back to the well here. So I guess this is a pass for me.
Yeah, I can understand why Dougie Wise free bands is on the Pistons. I just need more time with the game. Let's talk about our final spot on the board here. Oklahoma City Thunder. Very underwhelming performances of late. Lose to the Pacers last Friday. Spectacular breakdown by Justin McKelvey here on the show. Lose to the Raptors on Sunday. And, do we care that they stopped their losing streak by beating the Pelicans by 9 and putting up 104 points and 31 in the first quarter combined? It's 14.5-point favorites. So the Thunder dealing with injuries and playing underwhelming basketball. It's better for them that they're not going for 73-9 or 72-10. We have Williams out, the good one. I shouldn't say that, but
you could say the good one. You would not be lying to the people.
I do like the other guy, and the other Jalen. I don't want to. I shouldn't. He's
but one is like a B plus, A minus type of player, and the other guy's like a C plus.
No doubt. No, the term is right. I'm just going to stop saying it.
Now the better of the Williams brothers, so everybody knows.
We have Case Wallace questionable, Conley and Shannon out, Rudy Gobert questionable. So left ankle sprain. We'll have to see if it's the Naz Reid show or not. The Timberwolves looked pretty good last night, 118-105. So the couple nice wins. That win over the Warriors second after losing the first one was, this team is so annoying. Now, you can find out when to back them. You can figure out when to back them and make money off it, but it is tricky. Maybe this is the spot to do it, though. I don't know, though. The Thunder have been playing underwhelming basketball against, teams they don't get up for. This is a team they get up for.
Primetime television. This is on. This is the second of the Amazon Prime games. Milwaukee, Wizards, OKC, Minnesota.
The public's backing Minnesota here. This line's moving towards the Thunder. 59%.
And this is why I like the Brooklyn Nets. You're telling me when somebody goes to the window tonight and they see the Brooklyn Nets and the Minnesota Timberwolves at the same exact price tag as like spreads, people aren't just going to slam Minnesota?
I don't know. Because we talked about that. I think they should be around a similar number, honestly. Let's hear from you. Take it away. Thunder, Timberwolves, Target Center, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, I'll be quick. While the Thunder haven't been ATS darlings by the slightest this season, this is the smallest of rest spot advantages, and I think they could definitely take advantage of it. Gobert, questionable. Chet, homecoming return game to Minneapolis, where he grew up as a Timberwolves fan. They split both meetings so far this year, with both home teams winning so far. I like the spot for OKC. I think OKC is going to actually play up to their championship level here in this one. I probably more than likely going to move on to OKC, Philadelphia Sixers 2-leg parlay.
The more I sit with it, the more I think you're right. I think that, when you have a team of the Thunder's caliber, they tend to, pick and choose when they're going to show out. and so the Pacers and the Raptors and the Pelicans didn't bring out the best in them. Maybe the Timberwolves do. Yeah. Yeah, and now knowing that Minnesota is a public, home dog. Yeah, I think you were right. Shout out to my guy Lucas Ryan. I think you were right. I think the Thunder are the bet here. I'm surprised to come to that decision.
Let it sit, marinate. It's not like you're going to get a worse price tag on the Thunder anytime soon. If anything, this line's going to go down to 6.5. People are betting the shit out of it. Anything that I saw today is Minnesota, and it makes sense because the Thunder have been god awful if you put money on their spread. I couldn't tell you how many. I mean, when's the last time they had a stretch of ATS covers? Sportsbooks have just been pricing the Thunder correctly to the point where we're not seeing double-digit lines on a Thunder game anymore. It's actually a bettable line.
Huh. I think the Thunder are the bet. That's a very interesting breakdown. I didn't think I would come to that conclusion. I think you were right. I think Thunder step it up and show out after just playing really boring basketball for a little while. I like that look a lot.
All right, coming home to Minnesota, where he grew up, was a Timberwolves fan when he was a kid. This is actually a game that they probably give a fuck about.
Yeah, also, Ant Beacon over there, man. You want to shut him up.
Shay's definitely that type of guy. Definitely wants to shut him up. And then if you take out Rudy Gobert, we didn't talk about the total too much. You take out Rudy Gobert for this game, you put in Naz Reid. This could be a way different feel about the total. And before Rudy Gobert injury news, I was kind of leaning towards under. You take off Rudy Gobert, this game could definitely soar over. I mean, you're starting to see the total tick up all around the market right now. We have 224.5 on the screen. FanDuel has 227.5. I have I see as high as 228.5. Bet Rivers in the state of New Jersey has 229 flat. So this total is getting steamed up towards the over. Could be a potential OKC team total spot or just over on the game.
I'm getting a 6.5 now. I want to take it. I'm more concerned. You think this moves further than that?
From the ticket count, yeah. But I don't know. Do people think if Gobert's in or out? I think that's a huge piece. Midday, just questionable ankle, coming off of a second night of a back-to-back. Granted, they didn't play a shitload of minutes in Dallas or something. Ant played 38 last night, but it's Anthony Edwards. He can play 38 every day. But I like the spot here for OKC. It seems like a reasonable OKC spot.
I hate this though when you kind of get to the end of your card and I look at it and it's favorites, but it seems like these dogs are being hammered right now and it doesn't make sense to me. This was great. So I'm very interested in joining you on the Pistons, Dougie. I just need a little bit more time. Let's put a bow on our NBA breakdowns here. We have for official action, Brizzy's going to put together his card. It's not there. It's not set yet. So we'll wait for that. He'll put it out on X and I will retweet it.
Yeah, I can give you a hindsight of what it's going to look like. It's going to look like Philadelphia, OKC, underdog-wise, looking at the Brooklyn Nets. And then player prop-wise, I just want to narrow down on one player prop. Just want to slam one player prop. It could potentially be a same-game parlay of Michael Porter Jr. 20-plus points in the under on the Brooklyn Nets Denver game where it actually opened up at.
I like this. Well, I don't like ending up with favorites. It doesn't. But it's such a funny feeling because you're more confident on favorites, right? There's psychology around favorites. And I was telling you guys 2 nights ago. Let me just put Brizzy's X handle here in the chat here.
The NBA is weird. I'm more confident in the spot than what the line is. I don't give a fuck what the line is. What's the spot? Where are they traveling from? where are they going after this, and what is the injury news report? And the line is like last to me, I would say.
Yeah, we all handle things differently, and it's just, does it work is the only thing that's important. But if we go, so yesterday was a little different, even though I was on dogs. But so I've bet 7 straight dogs here, and now my card's gonna be all favorites. But
It's actually crazy that you bet so many dogs yesterday, because yesterday was a chalky ass. Was that Wednesday or was that Tuesday?
Tuesday.
No, it was Tuesday.
Dogs,
Tuesday was wild. That was so many chalky favorites I've never seen in NBA. It felt like the last week of the season NBA cards.
But the thing was, I knew I was going to be in the black with that 2 days ago, because TJ was like, I was like, I'm going to make money on this card. And he's like, what's your favorite bet? I'm like, I don't like any of them. They're all, I don't have confidence in any of them. That was Jazz +9, which lost. Nuggets +7.5. Brooklyn +9. Washington +7.5. Shout out to our guy Jay Peasy in the house. Wishing LJ a speedy recovery. LJ going to be home tonight, which is going to be great. Todd,
yeah, but I would say one thing that so it doesn't leave my brain. Don't be scared about the short favorites, because, like, for example, that Cleveland line made no sense yesterday. I ended up betting Cleveland. And they fucking smoked the Lakers. Like, that was probably one of the easiest bets I took in a minute, where it's like, I was only worried about it because it was 2.5. It was fluctuating from 2.5 to 3.5 all around the market board for like the whole entire day. But, like, I don't know, if you believe in the spot, I think the spot outweighs everything.
Well, I feel you. I'm going to stay scared of favorites. It's how I succeed. If I'm not, I bet too many of them. So, but it's, teach their own, and all that matters is success. Something I'm doing in NBA and not doing it all in college basketball. Brizzy, thank you, my man. I popped your X handle here in the chat. Looking forward to hear your action as you put it out on X. I will retweet it as well as in our Discord. Todd Clinton in the house, looking for a smash and grab. We'll do a once over all of the action, see if there's one available. Brizzy, thank you, my man. Thank you. Tell us a little bit about our Volkanovski UFC big event here in 48 hours.
Yeah, big UFC event. We're in the land down under. We have Money Millz in the lab with Cam Roston, big favorite this weekend. He's fighting Cody Brundage. I think he's gonna beat his ass. Take Cody Brundage inside. I would take Cam Roston inside distance. Millz did a really good interview before his fight against Cody Brundage. And then we also have the Locker Room Talk podcast, UFC 325. Shouts to anybody that has tuned in already. We got the picks in there and all that stuff. Road to UFC is also this weekend. And we're in the land down under. We've been capping in the land down under for a while now in the Discord. You guys been following the Australian Open. So it's just another week in the land down under over here. I'm excited for this one. And I'm excited for today. Make sure you guys check out the Discord. Got the San Diego Challengers bets in there. Nice little tournament to get a couple appetizers before the main slate tonight.
I love it, Brizzy. Our guy, Billy Brisbane. Check out the Locker Room Talk podcast. I'm excited. Excited about tonight's action. Let's do a review of all action here. See if we can find a smash and grab for our guy, Todd Clinton. Let's bring on our producer, man. We haven't had him on screen today. I missed him. The backbone, Pub Sports Radio. Young Jose Bouquet in the house. Let's see him, man. Jose, how are you?
We're doing well. Good luck with the college basketball today, Jimmy. I'm rooting for you.
Talk about it, man. It's just sleepless nights. At least this sleepless night, I was like, you know what? Finish records. So that's what I did till 4 a.m. It's just stressful. Stressful shit, man. Jose, let's see if we can find a smash and grab here for our guy, Todd Clinton. Thank you guys for joining us. We got Robert Cherry's action as well. Thank you, Robert Cherry, my man. Let's roll through. So, Stacks Play Today #1 is in the National Hockey League. We didn't discuss Stacks Play Today #1. He is on the over 6.5 in Colorado, Montreal. Our guy, Justin McKelvey, over 6.5, Colorado, Montreal.
Stacks.
He's also on the Elon Phoenix. That's Stacks play day number 2. Illinois, first half -6.5. The Illini, saturated Illini is the respect play day from Res Mob, steady mobbing. We have the Nuke work on the Red Wings. He's also on North Florida -1.5. 9 Legacy on Brooklyn Nets. He's on the Hornets. He's on the Oilers puck line, Capitals puck line, Penn State spread, Huskies spread, and the Huskies is the flank stake play of the day. Taint is UC Irvine, and that's also spreadsheet play of the day, but Taint is UC Irvine money line. Then we also have spreadsheet play of the day, and I'll go over all those in a second. Slatsy's on Habs, team total over 3, and Avs to score first. Says Dobish has given up the first goal in 10 of his last 13 starts at home. In the National Hockey League, Bobano is on Boston, team total over 3.5 at +104, and the over 6 in Flyers Bruins. I'm on the Bruins -1 +109, I believe. Here, I'll go over all my action here. Why not I just do Bobano's first? We have Bobano on the Avs to score the first goal in the first period, at +110, the over 6.5 -120. So that is also the Stacks play day number 1. Bobano's on the Jets at +176. He's on Nashville +122, the over 5.5 -130, and the draw +316. He's on the Islanders money line in the first period over 1.5. He's on Boston, Chicago first goal, first period for Chicago. Sorry, I said Boston. Sorry, he's on first goal, first period for Chicago, +155. Chicago first period, +131. Chicago full game, +162. The over 6 -114. Chicago team total over 2.5 -116. That team total I might add. Then he's on Detroit -120 and the team total over 3.5 at +110. He's on the Panthers team total over 3.5 at +120. He's on Calgary, Minnesota first period over 1.5, full game over 5.5, and the draw +340. He's on the Sharks money line, the over 6.5. He's on the Ducks money line, Ducks team total over 3.5. He's on the Stars money line, the over 5.5. TJ's on the Islanders money line, Islanders -1. Anaheim money line, Anaheim -1. Chicago money line, San Jose, Edmonton over 6. Got that over 6. Oh, Bobano's also on the first period over 1.5 and the full game over 6 in Toronto, Seattle. So let's go over quickly what I think would be my best bet. I think it would probably be in the National Hockey League. Although I like my card, I might add the Pistons. Definitely going to add the Thunder. Probably want to bet that sooner rather than later as well. But I am on Boston -1, Winnipeg, Nashville, Islanders -1. Chicago first period, Chicago full game, Carolina -1. Probably is it right there. I would say Carolina -1 is my best favorite bet on the board. It was interesting Bobano stayed off of it. I've been watching the Mammoth really closely. I'm fading them today. Fading them without Gunther and Cooley. And I'm also on the team total under 2.5 for Utah. Detroit money line, Florida -1, Minnesota -1, Edmonton -1, San Jose, Edmonton over 6.5, Anaheim -1, Dallas money line, Seattle money line. I guess if you didn't want to take Carolina -1, Todd, actually, you know what? I just want Carolina. I want to fade Utah here, end of this road trip for them. But you could, if you wanted, maybe take a Carolina, Minnesota money line parlay. But I would prefer just Carolina there. We have from our guy Ron Crawford 3 sports, 3 spreadsheet plays of the day. The Lightning in regulation, Denver -7, and the UC Irvine ante. Bill, I'm with all of those, except I'm off of that Sabres game. I get it. But I'm fading. I'm on the Jets. I don't know. I just feel like this is a spot. From our guy Money Millz, we have 4 player props that he gave us, and these are the ones. So he gave us Connor Bedard over 2.5 shots. That's the highest. Vigorich -173. The rest are 3.5s. Celebrini over 3.5 shots. -117. Cutter Gauthier over 3.5 shots, -103. McDavid over 3.5 shots at -130. And he'll be rocking with us, putting these videos out. We're tracking his action as we track everybody's, and we'll go there. Jalen Green is out now. Of course, first half of back-to-back. God, yeah, I think the Pistons should be moved on. Then in college basketball, from Spooner, he's on Wofford money line, William and Mary money line, Citadel -1.5, Drexel -2.5, Liberty -1.5, South Alabama -4.5, UNC Wilmington money line, UC Irvine. If you want the smash and grab, we have spreadsheet, we have Taint, and we have Spooner all on the Anteaters of UC Irvine. Then for me, I've only moved on 3 spots in college basketball, which is probably for the best. God. 2 3-point favorites, both win by 2 points. The West Georgia, they're down 6, hit a 3 with 0.1 seconds left to cover. And so I don't cover with Bellarmine. Like, it was just fucking sadness. Just sadness. I'm on Albany -5, Charleston Southern -3.5, and SC Upstate -2.5. And we just went over NBA. That is our show for today. The Godfather on Bam under 10.5 boards, White under 9.5 rebounds and assists, Vucevic over 1.5 threes, and Kispert under 9.5 points. That is our show for today. We have a big banger on Friday. Basketball, heavy basketball. Only one game in the National Hockey League, so it'll be all basketball, which will be great. So please rock with us tomorrow. Justin McKelvey. We have the return of Wine Time Sports to the show. It's going to be great, man. He's going to sound different, look different, man. That's what happens. When your
voice gets deeper, right?
Oh, yeah. Voice gets deeper. Eyes get emptier. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Your soul evacuates your body.
Actually, no, it's the kids bring the soul. The kids bring the light and the happiness and the joy. It's the gambling that destroys you from the inside.
Sure.
And now sports gambling does the least of that. All the other types are tougher on the soul. Sports gambling can be really enjoyable and handled correctly, can be handled correctly. Jose, my man, thank you for all that you do for us. There's Spooner in the house, man. Dingo as well. Hawks and Bulls, money line. Let's have a day. Let's get that cash. Jose, let's get that cash. Can we do another outro for our guy LJ from H-Town too? We are working on our new intro and outro, and I'm really excited about it. So you guys will be in touch with all that. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Dougie Wise, Spooner, Mandingo, The Godfather, Spenny, Penny Bombs, Big Zo, Jay Peasy. What a great group here. Saturated. Keep them set. Robert Cherry, Malek. Thank you guys, man. Nasty Nate, Todd Clinton, Steam Chasing Markel, Fernando Mendoza, Lucky Lefty Sham, Ronnie Lofton, Dan Kelly. Thank you guys. Crip Key, Ronnie Crawford, Chris Warren. Thank you guys, man. Let's go get this money, man. Let's go get this money. Jose, lead us gloriously into the future, man.
Yep. Good luck, everyone. As always, Jimmy, I believe in you. The winning day is coming here. That's that fucking beast that is college basketball. We slayed today, and then you'll be back again tomorrow to do it all over again. Damn it. It's going to be a great time. The Godfather, Nuke, AOD. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to our guy, LJ, of course. And let's leche, you Los bookmakers.
From down south, where we ride on clouds. From down south, where we ride on clouds. From down south, where we ride on clouds. From down south, where we ride on clouds.
Pub Sports Radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H. I stack green like Boston, shout out to Nasty Nate. From down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Gabby Cap. Fly out to Denver for the Nugget fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Profit. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Conor Mack. Call up Dutch boy, cause you know we stay fresh. What's the strain of the day, homie? Watch the daily sesh. Roll up a paper plane, light up a Sparky. If I need a strikeout prop, we gon' holler at Sharpie. Cross over to the West Coast and holler at Fam. If we talking NBA, I got to hit, try, wham. Always tapping in, money's what we trust. If I need a team total, gotta hit nut flush, cause I'm fishing for bait. Smoking straight to the chest. Gotta fly out to the Bay, the homie Moose Money Bets. From Brooklyn to West, cash checks what we do. Cause I'm hoop banging with Boss and the OG Raccoon.
do. If we need it under, I gotta hit no nose. If I land on my prop, I gotta holler Big Show. Now we back to the East Coast for Nicky Fish tanks. We watching UFC, keeping money in the bank. Die Hard and Danny Betts and the whole damn crew. Nick's the only guy I know can drink a brew or buy his shoe, but hey, that's what he do. It is what it is. I can't forget that Jersey boy, that homie Billy Brisbane. If I need an ice pick, I go to Ontario, holler my ice guy, Ian Bobano. And if I need some advice in trying to cash, tune into Peter Loshak and Jimmy the Bag. And hit that like button, make sure that you smash it. The famous words of razor sharp picks, cash shit. I'm on my poker shit, stacking my chips. If we ever lose a bet, man, we never gon' trip. Cause I'm like Night M, pimp slap player of the day. Ron Crawford spreadsheet, what more can you say? It's how we stay paid each and every day. Can't forget about the producer, say hey Jose. Tell your mother, your father, your son and your daughter, cause nothing's going down without the Don Jeff Slaughter. All you low baggers, hold it down in the chat. If you missed all that, the remix will be back. Yeah.